Yes, yes, yes. Mr. Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. And we are live. Well, shouldn't have really said that. Should have waited till we got the notification ping, which we've not received yet. It's a little bit late. But Rafi is always on time. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, but we good. We're just 5 minutes late. Okay, let me adjust my screen before I tell you what's on the menu. You've probably already guessed. It's in the title. Okay. Let's get this up. What's the visibility on that? Getting pop-ups. Get rid of the pop-ups. Okay. And adjust the screen once again. You are in tune to Boxing Talk with Rafi. Special. It's a special. It's the latest interview with Kugan Cassius. What's all this? What's this? It was all a dream. Used to watch Word Up magazine. Says Joshua seems confused in his latest interview. Okay, well, it's his latest interview that we're talking about. That's what we're going to be looking at. You say he seems confused. Okay, well, I got the sound bites. Rafi got the sound bites. So we're going to be looking into that. That's the topic of the show tonight, today, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you may be. Okay, let's get into it. What was it? What do I need to do? Let me do the sound check. Dr. Woodok up in the building. Yes, yes, yes. Let's make sure the sound is correct. Let's get out of that. Let's get into this. My channel. Let's do the sound check. Let's go. Uh-oh. Let me close down the music. Let's go. Let's get into this. My channel. Let's do the sound check. Let's go. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay. Okay, we are good. And we are good and we are live. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a look who's popped in. It was all a dream. Up in the building. Cal L. Up in the building. Dr. Woodok in the building. Okay, so I shut down my computer and then restarted it. And now I've lost Google Hangouts. There's a problem with Google Hangouts. It's not opening for me. I'm gonna have to do some checks to get it back open. So if anybody's messaged me on Google Hangouts, it's not available for me. I shut down the computer, restarted it, and Google Hangouts ain't opening. So that's a bit of an annoyance. That's a bit of an annoyance. So I've lost contact with the secret society. But never mind, I'll get it back up tomorrow. Okay. Where we at? Okay. Salute to the Combat Radio Nation. Hit that like button, hit the share button, and the subscribe button. And the bell icon for news and notifications. Excellente. What's going on here? What is going on here? Okay, so let's hold on. Okay, let me have a look. Nope. Okay, showing some comments and not showing others. I can't see that comment on the stream, on my streaming service. Okay, so let's go. Let's line it up. Kugan, Anthony Joshua had a conversation, an interview with Kugan Cassius earlier on, about an hour ago. And we've got it right here. We've got the bookmarks. I've got the bookmarks. I've got the timestamps for the pertinent points. So without much further ado, Uh-oh. Hold on a second. Let me not be rude. Let me not be rude. Let's drop the link. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So, okay. Everything's done on my end. Let's go. Let's find the timestamps and let's get into this. Okay. First timestamp. First timestamp is at 13. Where are we? Let me not read out the timestamps. Let me just get them up. Okay, so let's go. I hope this is loud enough. Maybe I need to mute my mic. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Am I going to show the video? No, that's not good. Let me just play the audio. I think I may need to mute my mic for you to hear the audio proper. Hold on. Let me see if I can do it in the settings. Hold on. No. Not going to do it that way. Not going to do it that way. No video. Just sound. Just sound. Okay. I think I probably need to mute my mic. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Anthony Joshua comes out and says, basically, we've had to have a sit down with people who've had to be held accountable. We've had some very, very uncomfortable conversations. Uncomfortable conversations. People had to be held accountable. Yeah, it's very awkward, very awkward. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a sound check on that just to find out what you're hearing. Hold on. Yeah, it's very awkward, very awkward. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a people had to be comfortable conversation. Comes out and says, boom, boom. Is this playing or is it none? Huh. So hold on. Boom, boom. Hold on. So did you hear that or did you not? We didn't hear the interview at all, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Okay, okay. Okay, boom, okay. Boom, boom. Okay, 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 okay. So I'm going to have to... So that was coming through. That was coming through the mic and you didn't hear it. Okay, you can hear me now. Yeah, I know, but you didn't hear me through the I don't want to show it on screen, but I have to play it for you to hear it. Okay, take two. Let's do it a different way, and let's hope it works out. Let's re-cue this. 30. Okay. Let's try again, and let's go with I don't want to go with just the audio. Let's try it like that. Let's try it.
I took the loss. I'll be back, guys. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to go down Novikov this weekend and have a little drink. And yeah, I'll be back in a couple of weeks. Fuck that. Mate, I was on the next plane to the States, spoke to all my team. We've had some awkward conversations within the camp. I ain't got a big team. Benga, Ben, King, Cena, Naz. Like they're my 5 guys. Besides the training team, that's like Rob's element. Physios, they manage all that stuff. But my core boxing team, then I've got my commercial guys, but my boxing team, everyone's had to be checked, and we've had some open combos, and I'm not gonna lie, it hurts, bro. It hurts.
Okay, so now, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to stop the music and go back to the YouTube and see if it plays this time. Let's have a go. Let's try it.
I took the loss. I'll be back, guys. Yeah, I'm just gonna go down Novikov this weekend and have a little drink. And yeah, I'll be back in a couple of weeks. Fuck that, mate. I was on the next plane to the States. Spoke to all my.
Okay. It works. It worked. It worked. Hallelujah. Okay, so anyway, the music's annoying me anyway. I think I have to change the music. It's getting on my nerves. But in the meantime, yeah, it worked. Okay, so Joshua was in there, said, listen, some uncomfortable. I had to ask some uncomfortable questions of my team. We had to get together, we had to sit down, and we had to open in a circle, and we had to talk. Everybody had to be held accountable. And the word accountable is a word that is used often throughout this 1 hour interview, where AJ lays it all out. So that's the first stanza. I think we have, how many elements do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 elements. 8 elements. There are 8 elements to this, and that is the first element. And as a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat, let me keep abreast of this myself. 1, accountability. Everyone had to be held accountable, including himself. Accountability. 1. Okay. Let me have a look. Let me check a couple of different places. Okay. Let's have a look. Has Joshua finalized? Let me change the music. It's getting on my nerves. And it's a little bit loud. Okay, I can work with that a lot easier. Just the drums. Kill them for the time being. Has Joshua he talks about trainers. He talks about his training situation. He talks about that later on. We got 7 elements. That's the first element. The reptile lifestyle is Joshua hater, but that's fine. Come one, come all. But reptile lifestyle, definitely a Joshua hater, and that's okay. Oh yeah. When I have guests on, that makes sense. What we doing here? Philip Carl Roberts in the building. We can hear. Can you hear me now? Okay. I need to see this interview. Okay. Well, we break it down here. Cal L. Break it all down here. Okay. So, the worst enemy for any champion is complacency indeed. Oh yeah, he takes accountability. Accountability is a word which is often used in the interview. Okay, so let's go on to the second element. Let's line it up. Hold on. This could be more of the first element. Let's have a listen.
Like, especially when you've got a winner's mentality. You know what I mean? The only thing that keeps me going, not the only, but one of the things that keep me going, I remember as an amateur.
Okay, as an amateur, he lost and he came back and he went on to greater things. So that's accountability, the first element. Let's have a look where we're going. Where are we going now? Let's have a listen to this.
What I'm about to say. It seems.
Uh-oh.
Of my natural ability. But as I said, after a while in my career, I started thinking I wanted to scrap what I can naturally do and improve certain areas that I was weaker on. And in a way, as I said, it's definitely not lost time. I learned.
So Joshua says that you got to a point in his career where he felt he had to scrap certain things, scrap some of his old attributes. Let's have a listen again.
Of my natural ability. But as I said, after my boxing of my natural ability. But as I said, after a while in my career, I started thinking I wanted to scrap what I can naturally do and improve certain areas that I was weaker on. And
never scrap what got you to the dance. Never scrap your natural attributes. You know, the brawling aspect, the heavy, aggressive, heavy artillery aspect, heavy artillery rather than brawling, heavy artillery aspect. Got away from that.
So the obvious thing was to go out there and use a lot of my natural ability. But as I said, after a while in my career, I started thinking I wanted to scrap what I can naturally do and improve certain areas that I was weaker on. And in a way, as I said, it's definitely not lost time. I learned different things, the importance of the jab. Why is the jab the most important punch in the book? The importance of the push away, the importance of the feint, the difference between counter punching and counter attacking. I just indulged myself and immersed myself in the sweet science of boxing. But yeah, with that fight, it's clear to see styles do make fights, and I adopted the wrong style.
Styles make fights. I adopted the wrong style. I abandoned some of my natural attributes. He's talking about the Usyk fight.
Not saying that the next fight I'm going to go out there and swing like a madman, but I have certain strengths that will cause him swing like a. With that fight, it's clear to see styles do make fights, and I adopted the wrong style. Not saying that the next fight I'm going to go out there and swing like a madman, but I have certain strengths that will cause him, and I think a lot of other people, a lot of problems. But knowing that I can do the both if I need to go out there and box a good fight, I can do that. If I need to go out there and adapt a bit more of an aggressive style, I can do that. So merging them together,
merging those styles together, that would be a hell of a combination. If you can get it together, merge them. Can he merge them?
Moving forward, I think I know for a fact will be better than what I once knew. I think I've learned a lot more, and I'm better than what I once was.
I've learned a lot more, and I am better than I once was. So part 2. Part 1 was accountability. Element 1, accountability. Element 2, merge the styles. Merge the two styles. Okay, let me go over back into the chat. See what's happening. Okay. AJ spins the reptile around. Hiring a new trainer won't fix Joshua's problem. AK Super Duper, Super Dope, AK Super Dope in the building. Joshua said he's going to beat up the ref in. Well, we're going to come to that. He never said he's going to beat up the ref. He said the ref might get thrown around. The ref might get thrown around. Joshua speaks in too many riddles sometimes. I think it's pretty straightforward. He did adopt the wrong style. That's one thing that cannot be argued. Okay. I'm following along. Let's carry on. Okay, hold on. Let me just check something. Okay, we're continuing. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. Okay, as we move, as we continue on to the third element. I don't lose count of these elements. Okay. That's, what is it? What's the timestamp on that?
It's mad. I'm heading into my 12th world title fight now, and the learning's done. Like, it's war. It's just straight war. I'm annoyed. I'm boiling up. Like, even speaking about it, I start firing up a bit because it's that passion to win, and I love it. I love a challenge.
Anthony, what was Robert?
Don't want any.
And Joby Angel, nutritionist, whatever, will listen to it. Like, it's beast. It's just war. It's war.
What was you talking to Clifton Mitchell about? That's what everyone was asking, because it was a.
Now it's war. That's the third element. It's war. Now is war. War element. I've spoken before. We're going to get deeper into this. I've spoken before about the time Joshua punched Usyk in the floating rib. And Usyk went, flinched, like, Anthony, you hurt me. And it's almost as if Joshua was saying, sorry about that, Alexander. Sorry about that. He was in the wrong frame of mind, the wrong state of mind. It was almost as if he didn't understand. It's almost as if he thought he was fighting under some gentlemanly agreement, that it was going to be a nice little gentlemanly bout, a nice little gentlemanly evening, and cucumber sandwiches afterwards. No, it's a war. Somehow he forgot that it was a war. He's in a war. He goes deeper into this later. That was instructing him. Why are you going forward, Anthony? Why are you going forward? Go back. Work on the back foot. Go back. And it's almost like he forgot that it was a war. Anyway, he goes into this deeper. Well, let's go deeper. Let's have a look. War. That's the third element. We think we're going to the fourth. That's 4. War. 4. Yeah, 4. We're going 4.
As annoying as it is, as pissed off as I am, I can't say I regret it, but I can say I know within myself I should have and I could do a lot more. And I think that's what baffles a lot of people, is like, what's this geezer doing? You see what I'm saying? Like, I've seen this guy, but you know what baffles me is that I only get the credit when I lose. When I'm winning, I don't really get the ratings. Like, I fuck everywhere. Was it Gary Cornish times? People have been onto me from back then. So only until I lose, people are starting, they're like, why did he lose to him? He's a good fighter. When I went to the States, it's only then I realized that people actually view me as a half decent fighter, you know, and it's just an interesting demographic of how people view me once I took an L versus how they view me when I'm on top of the world. But it's humbling, and I use that as fuel now. You know, I've got talent, just got to mix it all together, mix that raw fire that I've got in me with the talent I've learned over the last X amount of years and merge them together and just go out there and win. Because if I win the next fight, it's not forgotten about, but victory's sweet. You know, there's no revenge like victory.
There's no revenge like victory. I have all the tools. I have all the abilities. I got the skills. I got the spirit. I got the heart. All I got to do is mix them all up together. Okay. Okay, let's go into, that's the fourth element. That's the fourth element. I have the tools. I have the tools. This is what we want to hear. Says Cal L. What is it? What we got here? AK Super Dope. Can AJ really switch it back to what needs to be done against an elite technician? Well, AJ's position is he's got the tools. He's got the tools to do it. He's got the skills. And he also has the heart. So it's just a question of putting the two together, mixing it all up together. That's AJ's position. Let's have a look. With a superior boxer in Usyk, you only have a few options left. Yeah. Yeah. What's this? What's this here? Took Wilder's line about credit while losing. Credit while losing? You got no credit, only criticism, mate. I gave him some credit. I gave him some credit. Okay. Okay. So Skrilla says, I get your trainers and team are there to advise you, etc. But AJ seems overly in need of what to think and do from them at times. He'll adapt if he's told to. Just seems too reliant. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you got to switch it up yourself, but he goes into it later. And sometimes you got to switch it up yourself. Sometimes if what the trainers are telling you ain't working, you got to switch it up. I agree with that. 100%. The interaction with Usyk going forward should be different from AJ. Totally. Leave the parliamentary procedure until after the war. 100%. 100%. AJ just fell into a strange place. A very strange place. Very strange place. Which he needs to come out of. Okay. So let us continue. Let us continue. Where are we? 25:05. Okay, let's get this. Let's have a listen to this.
Trainer.
Right, let's get to it. Right. Everyone believes, I say everyone.
My bad.
And I just looked at myself and I said, I need to get out of this comfort zone. You know, we bring in international sparring partners and I have good, tough sparring, but teachings, because when I spar them, I'm only getting information from Rob. So if he tells me box this way, box that way, I'll do it because that's his way of teaching. So what I learned, I said, Rob, look, I got to go out there. and I've got to find a new coach to work with and learn from as well. You know, I'm not basing myself in the States. I'm a UK resident. I'm not living out in the States. So to find a new coach must mean I trained, 11 months.
Boom. So he had to have a conversation with Rob McCracken and say, listen, Rob, I'm going to have to go out there and, I'm going to close the environment here. We bring in people, but still, it ain't the same. I got to get out on the road. AJ says, I got to get out on the road. I got to go over to the States, get some new sparring in. Well, it does get new sparring, but different environment. Needs a different environment. It's got to soak up things like a sponge. Got to soak things up like a sponge.
And I just looked at myself and I said, I need to get out of this comfort zone. We bring in international sparring partners and I have good, tough sparring, but teachings, because when I spar them, I'm only getting information from Rob. So if he tells me box this way, box that way, I'll do it because that's his way of teaching. So what I learned, I said, Rob, look, I've got to go out there and I've got to find a new coach to work with and learn from as well. I'm not basing myself in the States. I'm a UK resident. I'm not living out in the States. So to find a new coach must mean I train, 11 months, 10 months of the year. So for me, I'm not going out to the States to live and find a new coach.
Told Rob McCracken he needs to get out there and get some new coaching. He can soak it up like a sponge. He needs to get out there and get new coaching. Get out there, get new coaching.
I might go out there I'm probably going to shoot out there again and do some training. Rob's in Lithuania or something like that, or Siberia. So I've got to find other ways to keep myself busy. That's why I work with Angel. That's why I work with Joby, because I needed to I looked at it and I needed to create an environment where I can continue progressing as a fighter and learning new teachings.
Learning new teachings. He's got to keep progressing. That's why I got new people in, but I need some more new people in. It's got to go stateside now. It's got to go over to the States, get new training, new learning, new teaching. So Skrilla, I think AJ needs to be pissed off and riled up. That's when he takes it into his own hands. When he's too calm, it's like he's It's like he overthinks and questions himself. Yeah, well, that's what he's saying about the new technical training. That's what he's saying about new technical training. Maybe the new technical training has made him a little bit overthink a little bit more. And maybe he says he's got to get back to his natural flow, his natural spirit, rather than this technical guy who might be fighting, who may have fought the last one too technical, not enough emotion, not enough fighting spirit, not enough aggression. It's almost like he forgot that his job was out there to hurt the guy. You know what I'm saying? He's turned into a technical thing. His job was to hurt the guy, put him away, tuck him up good and proper. Yeah, good point. If you had somebody like White in his face, you wouldn't need to ask. Yeah, that's with his old style. But with his new style, you might overthink again. So definitely, good analogy. That's this here. Reptile Lifestyle says he might need to load his gloves. Oh dear. Shane McGuigan said AJ's camp approached him, but they wanted to bring people in. But McGuigan don't run things like that. There can only be one chef in the kitchen. One chef in the kitchen. Yeah, it's interview. It's interesting. I haven't actually read that interview or listened to it yet. Anthony, natural ability. Joshua, indeed. Fury after Wilder 1 knew what he wanted to do style-wise in his next fight, and he picked the guy that could execute it with him. AJ just gives off a vibe. There's need to be told what to do. Well, he's taking things into his own hands now. He's taking things into his own hands now. AJ should maybe take a leaf out of the Canelo playbook. No pity patter. Just hurtful intent. Nasty, hurtful bone breakers. I like that. I like that. Okay, let us continue. Where are we there? That was a 4. Was that 4? 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're on 5 now. So 4. Oh, we just did 5. Did we just do 5? Come out of the comfort zone and learn from new trainers. Or different trainers. Okay, let us continue. Where are we at now? Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That was 5. Okay. Well, let's go to. Let's just recap on that.
Or something like that, or Siberia. So I've got to find other ways to keep myself busy. That's why I work with Angel. That's why I work with Joby. Because I needed to I looked at it and I needed to create an environment where I can continue progressing as a fighter and learning new teachings. Joby's got a great philosophy, the loose and heavy 70s style, rhythm and flow, back foot balance. Angel's got the great reaction, repetition training, angles, punching off the line. Rob's
boom. They all bring different things.
Robert Garcia trained 13, 14 world champions. That experience, when I spoke to him, he told me certain piece of information. I'm thinking, that takes some.
Okay, so Joshua says in the interview that he was with everybody for 2 days. He was with everyone for 2 days. So each trainer he went to, he was with them for 2 days. Sounded like Shields was favorite when it sounds like he was the only coach to get 2 visits. But now I hear the other guys did 2. Yeah, everybody got 2 days. Let's continue.
Experience, it comes from his dad as well. His dad taught him. He was out there, so I went to see He's training Tony Yoka at the minute, another heavyweight, 2016 Olympic gold medalist. So I wanted to go around and be in an environment of fighters. Eddie Reynoso, no boxing, no life. I love that saying. Canelo's obviously a phenomenal fighter. Work on some good things. I watch him spar 12 rounds.
Is that a mutual decision?
These things sooner. But I've done it now and up myself to America. He fought out there for free. Speak to Rob about it. And Rob,
I'm happy about you going out talking to mutual do, but then with him.
As a man, I have to do what's right for me. I speak to Rob about it.
Was it consultation with Rob that made you do it? Joshua said, no, as a man, gotta make my own decisions. I did speak to Rob.
And Rob, as a man, agrees that if that's good for you, champ, you do what you got to do. Rob's not a controlling type of person. He's very laid back and he's happy to see the progression of what's needed. Rob was once a fighter as well. Rob took himself to America. He fought. It's only going to add to my game. But as I said, no one can make me. None of these trainers, in my humble opinion, with all due respect, no one can make you. Do you know what I mean? But it's what you take from it. It's your application from what you get in that environment. So I'm just taking myself to a new environment, listen to new things and apply them.
Boom. 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 Okay. Take himself to new places, new environments, applying them. Okay, what's going on here? Am I missing some comments? Some comments not showing up. Where's this here? Where's this here? Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, that was from the D-Bro. I didn't even notice that comment was from D-Bro. Good to have you up in here, D-Bro. Let's have a look what people are saying. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I think Derek James might be a good look, good fit, say sub-Skrilla. Coach is an active southpaw and knows their weaknesses. Seems big on the mentality side as well as the technical side. What would I add to that? I like Joey Gamage. Joey Gamage is a very good technician. He's working with Otto Wallin now. You saw how Otto Wallin went in the Tyson Fury fight with a good game plan, great game plan. Going to the body. As a matter of fact, yeah, Otto Wallin went to the body of Tyson Fury. Yeah, damn. Maybe I should watch that fight again because for the first 6 rounds, I seem to remember Otto Wallin. Yeah, Otto Wallin did better against. Otto Wallin did better. Damn. No, how come nobody's ever said this? How come nobody's ever said this? Otto Wallin did better against Fury than Wilder did. What the hell? Otto Wallin did better against Fury than Wilder did. OMG. Madness. Madness. Yeah, so Joey Gamage, almost forgot what I was talking about. Joey Gamage, ex-fighter himself, very good technician. Another one I like for Joshua over in America is Buddy McGirt. Proper technician. No BSing. No ass kicking. No ass kissing. Sorry, not kicking. No ass kissing. Yeah. Shoot from the hip type of guy. That's Buddy McGirt. So those are my 2 picks. Joey Gamage and Buddy McGirt. I like them. I probably prefer him to Shields. I prefer him over Shields. Maybe. Okay. So pieced up. OMG. He got pieced up very much in the second one, didn't he? Funny guy. Okay. Usyk said he thought AJ would be tougher. Yeah, I heard him say that. I read an interview. He never really got hit with any big shots. I know. Well, he got big with some shots to the body. With one big shot to the body, he went ow, and AJ said sorry. Yeah, AJ's got to give it to him. AJ's got to give it to him. He's got to give it to him. Stick him in the body. Stick him in the head. Stick it to him. Stick it to him. Where are we? Where are we? Yes, Marion G. up in the building. How you doing, Marion? Hope you're well. Nice of you to pop in. Good to see you. Hiring a new trainer. Listen, hiring a new trainer will not fix Joshua's problem. And what's that got to do with the price of tea in China? Okay. There we go. There you go. Right. So let us continue. Noza D-Bay up in the building. Good to have you. Good to have you, Noza D-Bay. Good to have you. Okay, as we continue on. What's he saying?
And that's why I want to spend more time in more boxing gyms. I've had everyone message me, yo, I can train you, champ, but it's going to cost you $1 million. But I can train you, champ.
I'll give it a go for $1 million.
Like, leave. I'm not an idiot with my money, I'm not a fool with my money and stuff like that. So it's not about the money.
Lots of American boxing trainers are approaching Joshua. Hey, I can train you, champ. We got this. Come on over here. It's going to cost you $1 million, though. But Joshua says, I ain't no fool with my money. And
it's not about the hype or nothing like that. It's not about anything. I just want to go out there and just learn, put my name on the map, just continue to dominate boxing. With a loss or without a loss, I'm still here to dominate. As I said, it's still a mentality that you have to keep. And even though people may lose in life, never get disheartened and continue to keep a winner's mentality. Because the minute you lose that and you accept defeat, you're going to lose in life ever from that point on.
Boom. Got to get the mentality right. Got to get the mentality right. It's all about the mentality. Got to get the mental game up there. Okay, I think that was 5. I kind of lost count. 4, 5. What was that? 6? Yeah, and that was element 6. Element 6, mentality. Winner's mentality, 6. Okay, that was 6. Let us continue. What's 7? Oh, damn. Went into 7. Oh, Lord. Okay, well, where's 8?
It's about being loyal to the game and respecting what you do and be at your own detriment. We agree, or we narrow it down and realize who you want to learn from.
Shields, but that was the objective. And you
now, then you narrow it down because I can't. You know, in 10 days, I traveled to 4 to 5 different places. It was draining. But what you want to do, you want to narrow it down and realize who you want to learn from. And that's all it is. And then for the next 6 months, I might learn from, you know, a Reynoso. I might learn from a Garcia. I might learn from a Hunter. And then I might speak to them and tell them, do you mind if I come and work with you for 6 months and learn? Now, you know what, champ, I want to take you on full time. Now you're going to work for me training you for 6 months. And then we come to, we agree or we dis. Do you know what I'm trying to say? There is, what I've learned, loyalty is good. But
okay, so Joshua's looking to be something of a gypsy himself. He's looking to take it on the road, take the show on the road, go from gym to gym, say, okay, this is a good fit. I want to train with you for 6 months. Are we good? No, I'm not going to pay you $1 million. I'm going to pay you a certain amount, predetermined. I'm going to train with you for 2 months. Is it good? Are we good? Can we do that? Yeah? Is this what I need from you? This is my list of stipulations or requests. This is what I need from you. Can we do it? Can we do it like that? Can we do it like that? Okay, let us proceed.
no. And then I might speak to them and tell them, do you mind if I come and work with you for 6 months and learn? Now, you know what, champ, I want to take you on full time. Now you're going to work for me training you for 6 months. And then we come to, we agree or we dis. Do you know what I'm trying to say? There is, what I've learned, loyalty is good, but sometimes being too loyal can be at your own detriment. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And when it comes to loyalty, it's all about loyalty and respect in my world. And where we've come from, me, my friends.
Okay, so loyalty is good, but it can be to your detriment. I think what Joshua's skating around there is that he needs to get out there. He needs to get out there with different trainers. Ain't no two ways about it. So he's still loyal, yes. Loyal to the soil, but still, he's got to get out there. That's the long and the short of it. Long and the short of it. Okay. Okay. Let me close that a little bit down there. Let us proceed. Let us proceed.
Even like 10% of a fee, that might mean, do you know what I'm trying to say? For a month, that might mean for 2 months. It's about being loyal to the game and respecting what you do. And my word is everything. So if I tell you I'm training with you, like that's me fully, but learning from that situation, just that's how I'm going to train with you. Let's break it down what that means. That might mean for a month. That might mean for 2 months. Because I'm training with you, that might not mean 10% of a fee. That might mean, do you know what I'm trying to say? So people go out their heads what they think it means, and we have an open discussion, and it makes you accountable for what you're doing and me accountable for what I'm doing. So there's no expectations. And that's what we're going for at the minute in our training camp. There's no expectations. It's all about accountability.
Boom. It's all about the accountability. It's all about the accountability. We're listening to Anthony Joshua, the 1 hour interview he gave about a couple of hours ago. It's hot off the press. We're going through this thing. And if you're enjoying it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. It helps with the algorithms. Okay. Let me do a little quick check. Let us continue.
Work with you for 6 months. I have the same conversation with Rob. Rob, I want to work with you, but I also want to work with this guy for 6 months. And it's just Rob might tell me, you know what, champ, this ain't working for me. You know, for the next 6 months, you do your thing with him and come and see me after. It's mature conversations. There's no love lost in this boxing thing. My life, my health is on the line. I can't do this to make someone happy. I'm past that stage, bro. I'm the grown man that's taking some beatings. People only see the fight, but
okay, this is the realest part. This is the realest part.
Work with you for 6 months. I have the same conversation with Rob. Work with you for 6 months to the people that I may want to work with.
And the Usyk rematch.
Great question. Yeah, and he has to speak to the people that I may want to work with and see if he can work with them. So remember when I said about speaking with the coaches and saying, I want to work with you for 6 months. I have the same conversation with Rob. Rob, I want to work with you, but I also want to work with this guy for 6 months. And it's just Rob might tell me, you know what, champ, this ain't working for me. You know, for the next 6 months, you do your thing with him and come and see me after. It's mature conversations. There's no love lost in this boxing thing. My life, my health is on the line. I can't do this to make someone happy. I'm past that stage, bro. I'm the grown man that's taking some beatings. People only see the fight, but it's the sparring, the running around, selling boxing every day of the week, commercial work. It takes a lot. It ain't just being a champion, it's the responsibilities of being a champion. And it takes a lot. So for me now, I'm at a stage where it's like, no love lost. Let's just do, like, I've got to do what's right for me and you've got to do what's right for you. And we have a great conversation and we respect each other for our decisions. So
boom. That's the realest part. That's the realest part. Gotta write that down. 7. I gotta do what's right for me. I gotta do what's right for me. Is he talking about Robert McCracken there? Is he talking about loyalty, being too loyal? And he's saying he's a grown man now. He's past the stage of doing things to make other people happy. He's past that stage. Gotta do what's right for me now. Gotta make the right decisions. Gotta get the best training possible. AJ finds an envelope, fills it with cash. A Let's Be Friend card, and go see Lennox. Yeah, he's got to be out there talking to people. Got to be out there talking to people. OMG, Christian Wu has one hell of a sense of humor. AJ should hire Malik Scott. Oh, Lord. I got to leave that up there. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Hilarious. AJ's Deontay Wilder's working over there with Malik Scott. Meanwhile, AJ's looking for elite trainers. Cal L. It would be amazing seeing Lennox walk AJ into the ring. Could be a deadly combination. Deadly combination. Yeah, absolutely. He's right to be looking for a trainer with a training setup, with his own gym, etc. Got his own people up in there. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Let me do something over here. Let me check something over here before we get back into the interview. I could do a couple things. Gotta do a couple things. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Let me check. See what's going on. Okay, we're in good shape. Right, let's come out of that. Get back into the interview. Yeah, we're in the right place. Refresh that, reload that. Okay, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and kindly hit that share button. It helps with the algorithms. It helps get the show out there. Okay. And anybody want to hit the super chat button, feel free to do so. It's right there, just under the place where you are typing. What's this here? Malik didn't do a bad job, to be fair. I did Wilder perform better in the second fight than the first fight? Yeah, well, he started better. Going to the body in the first round, but that quickly fell apart. He hung in there longer, but by the 8th round, he was finished. Now remember, Breland threw the towel in the 7th round. So when he got into the 8th round with Tyson Fury this time around, that was uncharted water. Uncharted since the first fight. So, yeah. So basically, he was just going an extra round than he did in the second fight. So he got into the 3rd fight. He went into the 8th round. When the second fight got stopped in the 7th round. So when he got into the 8th, to me, that was uncharted water, forgetting about the first fight. It was uncharted water. The first fight with Ben Davidson was with Ben Davidson. The second fight was with not Malik Scott. The second fight, Tyson Fury had Sugar Hill in his corner, Kronk style. So forget about the first fight. I was with Ben Davidson. Since he's been with Sugar Hill, going to the second fight in the 8th round, that was a round beyond the 7th fight of the second fight. That was a round beyond the 7th round of the second fight. And Deontay was dragging ass. He was dragging ass badly. From that point on, he was hanging on. For around the 8th, 9, 10, 11, when he got stopped for. So that was 3 rounds of punishment that Mark Breland saved him from. So if we say Malik Scott didn't do a bad job, I mean, what did he do better than Breland? He didn't throw in the towel in the 7th, but he probably should have done, because in the 8th, Deontay was out on his feet, dragging ass badly, falling over. Remember, Tyson Fury wasn't in good shape himself, so that wasn't a prime Tyson Fury. Dillian White saying Tyson Fury's taking too much beating in the trilogy. Don't think he took a beating in the second fight. Got some knockdowns, got some concussions in the first fight. Didn't get dropped in the second fight. He was one-sided traffic. The 3rd fight, Tyson Fury took some more concussions. So it hasn't been an easy road. It hasn't been an easy road for Tyson Fury either. Dillian White maintains that Tyson Fury is slowed down, and that certainly wasn't a peak fitness Tyson Fury in there, but certainly fitter than Deontay Wilder. Okay, we're getting back into the interview. Let's have a listen. So that element there was I got to do what's right for me.
Yeah, Rob can be head gaffer, head coach, which I always respect him for. Sean as well. I speak to Sean. He's one of my head guys in my team. He gives me a lot of advice. John Oliver as well is my head guy. But they all play their positions well. Now, in camp, it's how close the team want to work together. And if they don't want to work together, but I see it's going to benefit me, then we have to address who has to go and who has to stay. Do you know?
Whoa. If they can't all work together, then we have to address who's got to go and who's got to stay. OMG. Dang. Tough decisions to be made. It looks like Joshua's biting the bullet and cleaning house. Joshua's biting the bullet and cleaning house. Had to G-check the team. Had to hold people, had to get held accountable. Michael J in the building. Yeah, Malik didn't seem to translate at all. Talking a lot of stuff. They were talking a lot of stuff, but how did it manifest itself? Yeah, you could argue that Deontay Wilder went 3 rounds longer than he did with Mark Breland. You could argue that Deontay Wilder went 3 rounds longer with Malik Scott than he did under the tutelage of Mark Breland. But the reality of it is that Deontay Wilder got battered for 3 rounds more than he did under Breland's tutelage. Got battered for 3 rounds more under Malik Scott's tutelage. 3 rounds more than he did under Mark Breland's tutelage. So you could say, so I don't know if you could say that Malik Scott was better when under Malik Scott's tutelage, Deontay Wilder got battered more. But on the flip side of that, you have to say, well, he dropped Tyson Fury 2 times. 2 times. So he didn't do that under Mark Breland. So, you know, dropped Fury 2 times, but got battered for 3 rounds more. So you tell me who did better. As a matter of fact, we're interrupting this to just pose a question, side question, off-topic question. What the hell was that? Oh, is that what I think it is? Oh, damn, it is what I think it is. So in comes the man himself. Introduce yourself, please.
Fight Doctor's in the house on Rick James status as always. Good evening, sir.
It's a Fight Doctor. How you doing, Fight Doctor?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Marvelous. Had a bit of a strange day. Productivity was not as high as I would have liked in one sense. In another sense, we've gone live again. So at least I produce something. You know what I'm saying? At least I produce something that can be left out there in a time capsule. We can put this in a time capsule and it will last for an eternity.
Sir, you were making your mark in the world.
I'm making my mark. We're making our mark. This is a moment in time, a moment in history. Somehow. So it ain't all bad. It's not bad at all. You know, I'm happy. It's just that I didn't check off everything on my to-do list. But I'll make up for it tomorrow. Let's not fear. Don't fear that. I'll make up for it tomorrow. Anyway, talk to Matt, the Fight Doctor. Talk to Matt. We're in the middle of the the Anthony Joshua interview. Got a few elements to go. But anyway, talk to me.
So there are a couple of things, right? Now, in terms of losses, I want to say that Anthony Joshua's losses are not looking as good as Deontay Wilder's losses. Deontay Wilder, at the minimum, lost to the best heavyweight in the world. At the minimum, right? But who did Anthony Joshua lose to? Who are those guys? That's a question. Who are they?
What's the question? What's the question?
Who did Anthony Joshua lose to?
Anthony Joshua lost to Fat Andy Ruiz, and he also lost recently to Alexander Usyk.
Right.
Talking about Alexander Usyk as a pound for pound guy.
Okay, well, pound for pound, but what had he done at heavyweight?
What has he done at heavyweight? He's become the unified champion of the world.
Yeah, but what had he done prior to beating Anthony Joshua?
He was the cruiserweight lineal champion.
Right. Okay. Let me refine. Let me rescind my question and ask a different question.
Okay.
What had Alexander Usyk done at heavyweight prior to beating Anthony Joshua?
At heavyweight, he won some little whatever it was, some little titles. At heavyweight, he fought at heavyweight, then dropped down to cruiserweight, and then became lineal, and then made his triumphant return.
So essentially, he had done nothing in heavyweight prior to beating Anthony Joshua.
Well, if that's the way you want to see it, you could say that. If you want to see
and
that,
the same thing is true for the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Well, he's a strong competitor. I recognized him as being a threat, and I said so at the time before the fight. I recognized him as being a tricky customer, the trickiest customer of all the other opponents. I recognize that. I identified that. I said, yo, this ain't going to be no walk in the park. It's on wax. It's on tracks. Go back into the archives.
Okay. Well, I think we've established the caliber of opposition who beat Deontay Wilder as opposed to the caliber of opposition who has beaten Anthony Joshua. Yes?
Well, no, we can't say that because Tyson Fury hadn't beaten the top five opponent in years, multiple years, till he beat Deontay Wilder. So both Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder need to fight some other top five guys, so we can see what their levels really are. I don't know what Tyson Fury's level really is because he's only fought. The only top 10 guys fought in 5 years is Deontay Wilder. So I don't know what
Deontay Wilder was the number one heavyweight in the world when Tyson Fury beat him.
Well, on a technicality, maybe because Joshua just lost. But when you look at in terms of competition, Deontay Wilder's resume is piss poor in comparison to Anthony Joshua. So you can say he was number one technically, but in terms of who he fought, he certainly was not number one. And Tyson, hold on, I haven't finished. And Tyson Fury, how can anybody judge how good he is or how bad he is when he's only fought one top 10 guy in the last 5 years, and that's Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder only fought Ortiz and Fury as top 10 guys. So we don't know what their levels is. We don't know how good or how bad Deontay Wilder is. We don't know how good or how bad Tyson Fury is because they ain't fought nobody.
Okay, that sounds like a bunch of excuses. Okay, and let me explain why.
I'm just telling you, they ain't fought nobody. They ain't fought nobody. Neither of them fought anybody in the last 5 years.
First and foremost, this notion that Anthony Joshua somehow was the number one heavyweight in the world prior to him losing to Ruiz is nonsensical, and I'm more than happy to explain why.
He had to be because he was fighting the better people, so he had to be.
See, now in order to be the man, you have to beat the man. Now, if we go back and if we look at the rankings, if we go back and
it's not the only measure.
If we go back and look at the rankings, yes, if we go back and look at the rankings, we will see that prior to Tyson Fury beating Vladimir Klitschko, Klitschko was number one guy in the world, and Bermane Stiverne was number two. Right? Now, this is not what I say. We can go back and look at the rankings. And Anthony Joshua was nowhere to be found.
Bermane Stiverne was number two in which rankings?
ESPN, I believe, and the TBRB.
Hell no.
I'm
Hell
not
no.
quite sure why you're
Hell
laughing,
no.
because
Hell
these are
no.
the same rankings that you depend on.
Hell no. He was not Bermain Stavern number 2. I find that highly improbable.
Well,
But carry
sir,
on.
the question is very easy to answer.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All we have to do is go back and look. ESPN, they archive their rankings.
I'm not wasting my time. You should have found that information and posted the link in the chat.
Okay. All right. Well, whatever the case may be. Simple fact of the matter is, Bermain Stavern was ranked immediately behind Vladimir Klitschko. Klitschko loses to Fury. Bermain Stavern loses to Deontay Wilder. That makes Fury number 1. That makes Wilder number 2. Right? Now, Wilder had not lost until the second meeting with Fury. So I'm not quite sure how Anthony Joshua leapfrogs Deontay Wilder in the rankings when he had not beaten Wilder. How does that work?
What was the last thing you just said?
I said that I don't understand how Anthony Joshua leapfrogs Deontay Wilder in the rankings when Anthony Joshua had not beaten Deontay Wilder. Listen, Deontay Wilder was a WBC title holder before Anthony Joshua was ranked in the top 10. Facts. Okay? That's a fact.
What do you want me to tell you? What do you want me to tell you? Deontay Wilder didn't fight nobody till he fought Ortiz okay, you got to give him Stavern the first time. That was a top 10 guy.
Stavern was ranked immediately behind Vladimir Klitschko.
Yeah, okay. You give him Stavern. He was a top 10 guy, just about.
No. Stavern was a top 2 guy.
Top 10.
He was a top 2 guy. He was top 2.
Up, man. Relax. So Stavern's a top 10 guy. Then he fought Ortiz. Okay, he's a top 10 guy. Then he fought, but he's 50, so I don't know what you can say. Then he fought Fury, who just come off the couch, and then he fought the real Fury in the second fight, and he got it's terrible beating. He got an X-rated beating. So Wilder ain't really fought many people at all. You got to give him Stavern, Ortiz the first time, and Fury. So you give him 3. You give him 3 guys.
So
Joshua's fought more top 10s, more Ring Magazine top 10s than Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury put together.
So the point that I'm trying to make...
Hold on. What I'm saying is that you say that Deontay Wilder was number 1 at a particular time. Well, yeah, because Joshua just lost to Ruiz. But in terms of the body of work, it's a stretch to say Deontay Wilder.
The point that I'm trying to make is that
better.
The point that I'm trying to make,
body of work, Deontay Wilder's body of work doesn't express that. I'm sorry.
The point that I'm trying to make is that the Wilder losses do not look anywhere near as bad as the Joshua losses.
Well, if you get beat black and blue, you get beat black and blue 2 times back to back, you get pummeled, you get battered, you get splattered, you get your eardrum bleeding 2 time, and you're telling me that don't look as bad as Joshua.
What I'm telling you
hold on, I haven't finished. Come on now. And you're trying to tell me that that's as bad as getting splattered 2 time, battered all around the ring from pillar to post 2 time, back to back. You're telling me that's as bad as Joshua getting TKO'd by Ruiz and going to points with Alexander Usyk. Going to points with Alexander Usyk. Is you crazy?
What I'm telling you is that losing to the best heavyweight in the world, to the legitimate number 1 heavyweight in the world.
No. That has not been established. He's not. You cannot say he's the best heavyweight in the world. He holds 1 belt and he's battered a guy who is widely acknowledged to have extremely poor boxing skill. He battered him 2 times. That battering a guy with poor boxing skill don't make you the best in the world. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm very sorry.
So Wilder was ranked ahead of Joshua.
Yeah. So what?
What do you mean, so what?
So what?
So the simple fact of the matter is this, is that Wilder, in losing to the best heavyweight in the world, does not look nearly as bad as having been knocked out by the Pillsbury Doughboy and having been outboxed and then beaten by a cruiserweight who had done nothing at heavyweight.
He got outboxed by Usyk.
He got outboxed by a guy who had done nothing at heavyweight. Nothing.
He went to points. What's
Okay,
humiliating about that?
Yeah, it went to points in a fight that I honestly didn't look particularly competitive, to be completely honest.
He went to points with Usyk. What's so bad about that?
Look,
What's so bad about
Usyk,
that?
if Usyk had a real punch, he would have knocked Joshua out. He came very close to doing it in the 12.
Came very close. Hey. Close don't count for nothing.
Yeah,
Close
Usyk beat the fight out of Joshua.
Close don't count for nothing.
Usyk beat the fight out of Joshua.
You don't get an extra medal for coming close.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, Fury never beat the fight out of Wilder, but Usyk beat the fight out of Joshua. So did Ruiz.
Certainly not. Most certainly not.
Did you see the look in his face in the 12th round?
Yeah, the look in his face.
He did not look interested in fighting at all.
Did you see the
He
look
looked
in
like
Usyk's
he wanted to go home to his mom.
Did you see the look on Usyk's face when he was getting touched? You see the look in Usyk's face when he was getting touched. Don't forget about that. Don't forget about. Did you see the look on Usyk's face after the fight?
I saw the look on Usyk's face when they raised his hand. I saw that.
You see the look on Usyk's face after he got the stitches.
Yeah, I saw the look on his face when they raised his hand.
Did you see the look on his face after he got the stitches?
I saw the look on Joshua's face when they raised Usyk's hand, and it looked to me like he was relieved that it was over.
Relieved.
Okay, to be completely honest.
Well, yeah, you don't get no extra medals because you think a guy looked relieved. You don't get no medals for that, my friend. You don't get medals for that.
And you don't get medals for coming in second place in a boxing match. Hello, Anthony Joshua.
Hey, your boy Wilder there. He ain't beat nobody. He ain't beat nobody. Your boy Wilder there. He's only beat. Okay, he beat 2 top 10 guys, and that was Tavern and Ortiz, and that's that. Anthony Joshua's beat 6, 7, or 8. No comparison.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, Wilder was holding his WBC title before Joshua was even ranked in the top 10. Okay.
Yeah, he was holding that WBC belt hostage for 5 years.
Yeah,
for 5
before Joshua could even find his way into the top 10.
Yeah, because Joshua beat better opposition. It's real simple.
And he managed to defend his belt more times than Joshua was able to.
He defended against majority of bums, pure bums, European bums, Euro bums.
Have you seen Joshua's resume?
Yeah.
Have you seen Joshua's resume?
Yeah, it's full of top.
Yeah, it's littered with tomato cans.
Full of Ring Magazine top 10.
It's littered with tomato cans.
Full of Ring Magazine top people. Your boy.
There's so many tomato cans on Joshua's resume.
Your boy Wilder ran for the hills.
I can make stew enough to feed an army.
Your boy Wilder ran for the hills when he heard about when anybody mentioned to me the man's name Vladimir Klitschko. It was like saying Candyman 3 times. 3 times. Your boy Wilder ran for the hills. He ran up the Alabama mountains. When anybody mentioned the name Klitschko, acted like somebody said Candyman 3 times. And in comes a man like EJ Boxing Live.
What's getting on, Rafi? Hey, talking about panic attacks. When he was asked, when Anthony Joshua was asked about Wilder, boy, he didn't want to hear nothing with it, bro. He didn't want to hear nothing about it. Didn't want nothing to do it. He felt like someone's trying to trap him and bait him. It's like he had a meltdown on that shit, bro.
When he said what?
When Kugan asked him, would Wilder be a potential opponent? He said, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about it. He got hot underneath the collar. And it seemed like he got angry. And I was like, yo, because the thing is, real talk. I don't know if he was told by his people just to ignore that fight and let that fight happen. But you're not a champion no more. So he was just asking about potential opponents. Could that fight happen? And he didn't like he had a mental breakdown. He don't want nothing to do with Wilder. I don't know what's gone on or what's been said, but he don't want that. But potentially, AJ, all the heat he's going around America, this, that, the other. He seems like he's gone around to steal all the knowledge from America and have it in his head in case Robert McCracken doesn't do things. I don't know what's gone on there that you're still keeping Robert McCracken. Then he told them, all these trainers can train me, but he's not going to pay them. He told them straight, I'm not going to pay them. He hasn't got a base, so they can't follow him to his gym. It's madness what he's doing. It's madness. It's like I'm listening to him, I'm like, first off, you should have a base where your trainers can live in quarters, where you and the trainer can bond together. The trainers are not gonna leave America unless you're gonna pay them, and he said he doesn't want to pay them. So I was like, what's the point then? What are you trying to do? He stayed with each of them for about 2 days, he said on the interview. And I think, so he understands that these guys, he digs at Robert Kraken. He said that, all these trainers had trainers who taught them. Yeah. And that's the key thing, because these other guys was teaching him. Who's your teacher? You know what I mean? Who's Robert McCracken's teacher? Like he talked to Ronnie Shields, who learned from the late great Georgie Benton. You know what I mean? I know you know that Georgie Benton is like one of the masters of the Philly shell. Yeah. Then he talked to Virgil, who hasn't got a trainer, but he's very knowledgeable. With Andre Ward down there in California. Then he went to Oxnard, California, went to Robert Garcia's gym. Obviously, Eduardo Garcia, he's very knowledgeable. His family's got like 3, 4 generations deep in boxing. Obviously, Mikey and the rest of them, they all box. Robert was a world champion. Then he went over to Edwin Reynoso's and spent time with it. That's not going to work because Andrew Reese is over there. But at the same time, I feel like Joshua has to leave. Like, listen to this, right? This is very important before you guys cut in. If you're going to be anything, you have to go to America, base yourself in America, and where you can get the good sparring. So you need to, why are you trying to make guys come to bloody cold England when Fury was the one who picked up himself and dusted himself, went to America and established himself over there in the Kronk gym? They go to Vegas as well, and they can get all the sparring in. All the sparring, people love coming to Vegas, so they're gonna go there. Why didn't he go to the Mayweather gym? I don't know if Floyd Senior was there. Eddie. What's his name again? Eddie Mustafa Muhammad is over there. They got Mike McCallum's over there. Why didn't he went to America? He never went to Vegas. Where the Mayweather gym was. So, it's to me, it's like some of the stuff, it's kind of like I'm taking the knowledge, this, the other. I had to have an uncomfortable discussion with my team. But he didn't say he sacked anyone, you know what I mean? And then he didn't say he's getting Ron McCracken. So what exactly are you doing? You know what I mean? You're just picking people's brain, and like, I'm confused, man. Raphael, you're gonna have to figure it out. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I think what he's saying is that he's gonna pay them, but it ain't gonna be no million. It ain't gonna be no, it ain't gonna be no big ransom. He says he understands money. He understands, he ain't no mug when it comes to money. So he's not saying he's not gonna pay him, but it's gonna be reasonable sums. They shouldn't look at him and see a pot of gold and start rubbing their hands. That's what he's saying. Don't look at me as a pot of gold. Look at me as a student of the game. And if you think you've got some wisdom that you can impart upon me, then hey, come with it. I'm interested. I'll come to you. I'll bring my team to you. If I need you for 2 months, we'll sit down, talk about it, and we'll say, well, what does training me for 2 months mean? What does it involve? What does it entail? And we'll iron out all the rough spots. We'll look at the small print, and we'll come up with something that's mutually satisfactory. We'll come up with mutually satisfactory arrangement. But I can't stay with just under Robert McCracken's wing, because there's a lot of knowledge out there. If Robert McCracken tells me to do this, I'll do it. If he tells me to do that, I'll do it. But there's a lot of knowledge out there, and I need to go out there and tap into it.
Rafi.
Because that's Rob McCracken, but there's more knowledge out there that I need to tap into. Yeah.
That sounds like bloody madness, yeah. It sounds like bloody madness what he's talking about. It's absolutely madness. Listen to this. First off, right? He's talking about a pay. First off, Rob McCracken is not going nowhere. He's mentioned that he's not going nowhere. So this is what Jonathan Banks told me, and this is exactly what this is why Jonathan Banks didn't want to do it. He said to Jonathan Banks, "I want you to train me." And he says, "Yeah, no problem." Because but you mind working with a trainer? He goes, "No, I'm not training with no other trainer." This is what Jonathan Banks said to me, and this is way before all this stuff has happened. He said, "No, I'm not gonna train him. I'm only gonna train you by myself, and that's it. If you don't want that, then fine, find someone else. But I'm not gonna work with no one else. This is how I am." Joshua is trying to do. He wants other guys to work with them and still have Rob McCracken under him so he can get all the shine. Hell no. Hell no. Another thing as well, what is he talking about? About I work with a couple of you for a couple of months, and these are my and let's talk about the pot of gold. Does he or not? Every time he fights, he needs to get at least minimum about 40 mil. Minimum. So of course they want to get some of that. 10% of 40 million. What is that? Or is that how much is that?
10% of what?
10% of 40 million. What is that?
Well, 10% of 10% of a million is 100,000. So
40,000, 100,
400,
400,000.
400,000.
400,000 exactly, right? So why what so what's going on? You cutting down my percentages? Like, who are you to tell me? Well, and remember, these guys are top trainers with their own fighters. And yet, you know, are you coming to me or are you going to them? Like, he's confused, man. But Rafi, that doesn't even work. What he's talking about in reality. If you're gonna get rid of the guys, then get rid of him, right? You're not gonna come. You're gonna come over here because they said to come over here. When they start talking money with them, he goes, "I won't mind if you want to train me for free." That's what he said. I said, "Yo, what? You know, you're actually gonna lose. You know, you're on the verge of losing everything, like losing your title shot. Do you understand that? Do you understand?" But yet you're talking like, say, you've got things to hold on to. You're on the verge of the empire is about to crumble. You're about to lose to Usyk. Time. I mean, to be fair, he can have the rematch anytime he wants. That's one thing he has got. He's got a year from the date or whatever. That's the truth, right? He's got money. He can prolong it. He can do this bullshit he's doing. But he needs to get a reality check, man. Pick one trainer, work underneath him, and learn your craft. Yo, get rid of Rob McCracken. What he's suggesting is madness. And the funny thing about it, when he asked Kugan asked him about certain things, I got to talk to my team. I mean, what are you talking? See, the reason, and I know why he does this, you know. And this is my own personal thing. I went out of everyone who's interviewed Anthony Joshua numerous times. I'm talking like I've interviewed him like I think about four or five times. I've interviewed him.
Yeah,
Anthony Joshua, for my very first interview, I think he suffers from anxiety. Now, when I'm anxiety, it doesn't mean like he's got something wrong with him. I think he wants to be perfect. He doesn't want to say the wrong thing, and he always wants to please people. So when he defers to the team, then it takes about his responsibility of the question. That's what I feel like. You know, he doesn't have to deal with that. You guys deal with that. That's why he blamed the team, because he believed everything they told him, and now he realized that's not working. But yet you're double questioning yourself. This shit will make you crazy. I mean, what are you talking about? The simple thing everyone will say: get rid of Rob McCracken. This is very simple. But you don't want to get Rob McCracken. Okay, stay with him, then lose everything. That's what you're on the verge of. This is
well, he said,
you can't.
well, they asked him well, why. What was the game plan? He said, "Well, that's the team. That's the team. The game plan. That's the team. What was the game plan was because I do what they tell me to do. So if anything went wrong, then you know it's the team. You got to talk to the team. You got to ask the team. So I think that this is what they've been going through. They've been going through. They said they've had round tables. They've sat down. They've thrashed it out, and people have been held to account. You got to be accountable. If you're a team member, you're one cog. You're one cog in the watch. You know, when I was a kid, I used to like to take things apart, disassemble them, and then reassemble them. And when I took my watch apart or somebody else's watch apart, I saw these little cogs, all these little cogs that worked together, doing different things, but working in unison. And I think that's what he was alluding to. The team has to work in unison, and everyone in the team has a role, and everyone has to be held accountable. And so they've been doing some accountability talks, and it's got uncomfortable up in there. That's why I wrote in the title, Anthony Joshua, I had to G-check my team.
But listen to this, they ain't got nowhere. But listen to this. If you hear the words of Customado, I train a fighter to be independent from me. Meaning, I've trained him in such a way that I don't have to be in the corner. That he should know what to do. And if he doesn't know what to do, why the heck's he in the ring? That's Customado. Great trainer. That the Mike Tyson knew what to do, but he couldn't be bothered because he had so much money and so much, people gassing him up. It's the same with Joshua. And let's talk about the money. Yeah, you're talking about you don't want to give out no money, but my man, you're a billionaire and you're talking about being tight and stingy. I don't want to give these guys money. If they want to train me for free, that's fine. But I'm like, you're going like, say, the sand is going at the hourglass. Like, I don't know if he understands this. Yeah, you're on the potential of losing it, then you have nothing, right? In terms of the belts, the bargaining chip. Now you're still a draw, 100%. People want to see you, but you're out the sweepstakes in terms of the unification bout. Usyk's in, you're out, you're outside looking in. Now, obviously, Fury would probably prefer to fight you in an All Britain fight. But really, this conversation he's had, it should be done over. Should say, I'll get rid of McCracken. Thanks for your services. I'm going to be training with this guy, and that's what we're doing. That is it. Where he's what Rafi, in reality, what he's saying is very disturbing in terms of it's like you made into a fool. Like these people have made you believe that you need these people, and they're the ones gonna tell you what's going on. You're the main guy. He said anything, I'm frustrated, I'm angry. You know what I mean? I just want to get in there and be myself and fight. Well, why didn't you do that in the first place? Who's telling you to be the corporate champion? Why are you saying now? He said fuck being humble. Fuck. He say fuck humble. He goes fuck stay humble, stay hungry. That's what he said, bro. At the end, I said, my gosh, man. I don't like to swear, but I said, my God. I goes, okay. See now you've threw away the quotas, and this is what's put him in jail. All the stuff that the facade that people have grown into is come back and bite you. Stay humble. That was bullshit.
Is the culture.
So that's my take.
Mexican style and African Caribbean style. I'm an African Caribbean fighter, so like Ronnie Shields and Virgil, there's that father figure element. Do you know what I mean? And let's say the language barrier. That's the only thing I could take from the two. Where I got more from one is the cultural acceptance versus another. But in terms of experience and what they know about boxing, inseparable. In America, they got some top trainers, and I feel because of what I said about Robert Garcia learning from his dad and his dad learning from the Mexican greats, Virgil Hunter, training Andre Ward. He may not have learned from someone else. I'm not too sure if he's boxed before, but he studies the game. He is an architect and an engineer when it comes to the science of boxing, and he filters that into his fighters. Phenomenal gym setup as well.
Who do you want him to go with? Fight doctor. Who do you want him to go with? Anthony Joshua. Who do you want him to go with?
Retirement. I want him to go with retirement. That's. Listen, look. At the end of the day, he could hire Customato. He could resurrect Eddie Futch. All the great trainers. That will not solve his problem because, unfortunately for Joshua, in my opinion, his problem exists between his ears. Okay? And there's just certain things that can't be taught, can't be coached. Like when to throw boxing out the window and start fighting. And either you have a dog in you or you don't.
He's got the dog. We've seen it many a time.
Well, he did. I didn't see it in his last fight.
Oh, but it's there. It's there.
Maybe not against elite opponents though, because remember these opponents are not the same. These are not washed up dudes. These are elite. This guy's elite, man. It's elite. He's undefeated. These are top notch. Klitschko was another one. He was an elite opponent, but this is an elite guy. And against elite guys, that's why you can't really do certain things he wanted to do. Which elite
guys has Joshua fought?
Vladimir Klitschko, Alexander Usyk. They're elite guys.
Elite guys, Povetkin.
No, Povetkin. No, it's not elite. No, he wasn't elite, man. No,
he's a solid. He's
absolutely.
Got one of the best resumes in the game.
Well, is he a Hall of Famer? I'm talking about Hall of Famer type guys. That's what I'm talking about.
He's got one of the best resumes.
Is he a Hall of Famer? He's not a Hall of Famer. He's got
one of the best resumes in the game.
Who's he beat?
No.
All right, who's he beat?
Well, he's got a hell of smorgasbord of people on his.
Tell me.
Well, I don't want to have to.
You don't know, Rafi. You don't know.
Well, I'll dig up his resume. I'll dig up his resume.
I know. You don't need to dig away. I know his resume, and I tell you, he's not a Hall of Famer. So he's not a Hall of Famer, and he hasn't got elite names on his names. I'm telling you that Alexander Usyk and Vladimir Klitschko are elite fighters. They're elite fighters. That's why he got knocked down in the fight, and he struggled, but he got through the fight. Now he sparred Vladimir Klitschko. He knew a bit about him. Usyk has been rounds with him now, so he knows what he's getting. So I'm expecting a whole new Joshua coming into the rematch. Maybe he should beat him. But if he doesn't, I can understand. But what I'm saying is, when you go against elite fighters, this is different. But these guys don't want to lose. They don't want to lose. Vladimir didn't want to lose. I mean, his brother, but he's another one. He's like a robot. He listened to his brother and Mr. Bashir said you should have got him out of there. But his brother wanted to punish Joshua.
I mean, Povetkin just beat Dillian White in the last
Dillian
year.
White's not elite. Dillian White's not elite, is he? He's not elite though. We're talking about elite.
He's a top heavyweight. He's a top heavyweight. He's actually a WBC world champion as we speak. An interim champion. Dillian White. Dillian White is a WBC interim champion as we speak.
What's that mean? What's interim mean?
As we speak, he's an interim champion.
Rafi.
So you can't take the man for fool. You can't say Dillian White.
Elite. I say Rafi. Elite opponents. Yeah. You can't. You. That's the different thing. It's a different kettle of fish when you're going against a guy. Elite opponents. Yeah, guys have been beat. Guys have been beat by Povetkin. Been beat by top guys. Vladimir beat him. Yeah. Other guys have beat him. Yeah, right. We're talking about elite. Well, Joshua was supposed to win, yeah. He won the fight. Now, when Joshua,
who is elite in this era? Who is elite in this era?
I just told you.
Name me 3 elite heavyweights of this era.
Tyson Fury.
Hold on. I just told you, Joshua is going against elite opponents, yeah? That's it, right? When you fight elite opponents, this is different. You're in a different ballgame.
Name me 3 elite heavyweights.
Why am I changing the subject for? Why can't you stick where I'm at? Why am I changing the subject?
We're talking about elite, so I want to know what.
Yeah, I've just told you. He in his resume, Joshua fought 2 elite fighters. What's wrong with you? Like, what we going around? Yeah, 2 elite fighters. Yeah. He's fight Vladimir Klitschko and he's fight Usyk, and these guys are not easy to beat, man. So when you go against these guys, that's why when Joshua fought them, he wasn't the same guy. But then you see Joshua when he fought Vladimir, at least he had some sparring. But Usyk, he's been 12 rounds now. He should know that, bruv, I could do better. I see. He said, I shouldn't be pushing the jab out for the sake of pushing the jab out. He said, I was trying to learn little technical things, and I was trying to say I was losing weight, and I was trying to do this, and I was trying to please people. I'm not doing that no more. But
EJ, could you please tell me 3 elite heavyweights?
What's the point of that? What's the point of that, though? What's the point?
Because my argument is, how many elite? You say he's only beat 2 elite, but how many elite?
No, he hasn't beat 2. He hasn't beat 2. Only beat 1. We talking about Tyson Fury out here right now. We're talking about current Tyson Fury. We're talking about Alexander. We're talking about Usyk, and that's it right now in the heavyweight division. It's only 2.
Okay, only 2. Well, that's what I wanted to hear from you, man. I just wanted to know who you consider to be elite.
Yeah, I just want to
know who you consider to be elite. Okay. There's only 2. There's only 2. Elite heavyweights out there. Okay. So let me not use the word elite, and let me rephrase and say that Joshua has fought the higher caliber out of both Fury.
Joshua has never beaten the number 1 heavyweight in the world.
No. Please, let me just say this.
Yeah, but this is all nonsense.
Excuse me, sir. Let me just say this to EJ. Joshua has fought the higher caliber opponents the more high caliber opponents than Wilder and Fury combined.
Okay, now
hold on. I said that to EJ. I just said to that EJ. I just wanted to
answer back. When we answer back, I don't care about that. I don't care. That stuff doesn't matter. You're as good as your last fight, and the fact that matters is that
you're saying
that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because
it doesn't matter.
No. I tell you what. Because
more. Top 10 magazine top 10 fighters.
Hold on. When you do boxing,
than Wilder and Fury.
I don't care about that stuff. I don't care about that stuff.
You don't care about that.
No, I tell you why. I tell you why. If you let me, I'm trying to say when it's all said and done, they're gonna say names that matter. That so-called Hall of Famers in your era. That's what it comes down to. And if you look at Usyk and you look at Vladimir Klitschko. These are the names that are going to get you in the Hall of Fame. They're not talking about Povetkin's a solid guy, but he's not a Hall of Famer. We're talking about elite guys. So when we talk about elite guys, now Fury's another elite guy. He's proven he's elite. He polished up Wilder and he beat Vladimir Klitschko. He's elite guy.
I can't.
So I'm talking about. So hold up. So I'm talking about
that about Fury. I don't think you can say he's elite by beating 2 guys.
What are you talking about? What? Hold on. You saying Fury's not elite? Hold on. You saying Raphael? Are you saying Fury's not elite? Is that what you're telling me?
Hold on a second. I'm asking you to tell me which elite fighters Fury beat.
I just told you.
Okay, my bad. Please tell me one more time. Please tell me one more. I won't ask you again. But
So,
please
wait, can I ask
one
you
more.
that question?
I just want to hear the elite fighters that Fury's beat.
I didn't say there's not a plural, there's not more than one. He's beat an elite fighter. He's beat Vladimir Klitschko, hasn't he?
So he's beaten elite fighter.
Yeah, he's beat Vladimir Klitschko. Yeah,
Joshua's beaten elite fighter in Vladimir Klitschko also.
Yeah, he has, but he's lost to Usyk. So what I'm trying.
Well,
I'm not. Hold up. The point. No. Hold up. Hold up. You're getting off the point. The point was I said to you when you fight elite fighters, it's a different ball game. So you're going off. So I don't know where you're going with this. I just said it's a different ball game. This is why he's looking for. This is why he's looking for a new trainer. Hold on.
I'm an investigator, brother. I'm just investigating.
Yeah, I know. And I'm telling you, this is why he's looking for a new trainer. Because what his trainer is not good enough. You understand what I'm saying to you? When you see
who are the two elites, I just want to find out from Michael J. Michael, I just want to know who the two elites are. I just want to know who the two elites are. I know there's one. I'm curious about the second one, Michael J.
Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. So listen to this, right? This is why Tyson Fury has kept on changing his team because his dad said they're not capable. Now you can see. Now he's got an elite trainer in his corner. You could see it make the whole difference in the fight with him and Wilder because he had multiple game plans for what Wilder could do. So Wilder couldn't adjust quick enough because the trainer in his corner wasn't good enough. They didn't do no wrestling. They didn't do no holding and hitting. That's stuff they didn't work in. Malik doesn't work on that. So his limitations cost him to lose. So now you're talking about elite fighters. Now you're talking about elite trainers. So Joshua, in effect, is looking for an elite trainer in his corner. That's why he's been searching. This is why he needs, because he knows who he's got is not capable. Whoever they are, they're not capable to get him through it. And this is what boxing's about. It's about adjustments and being. This is what Joshua needs to understand. He needs to make a decision on who he's with. If you're going to bring in Jonathan Banks, because Jonathan Banks is very capable, in my opinion. He's very capable, right? You bring Josh, very capable, very credible. But you have to clean it now. You have to do it now. Nice and early. You didn't need to go to America because Jonathan Banks said he was willing. But he did. Joshua doesn't want to get rid of Rob McCracken. And everyone say, yeah, Rob McCracken, he's like, he's good. No, Rob McCracken's good, yeah. He's very good. Yeah. But at this stage, against this stage of where he is now, no. He's getting found out. And he's getting found out a lot of times, really, by the way. Because, the trainer has an input in some of the fights he's making. The Ruiz fight, he co-signed with that. Also with the Usyk fight. So, a lot of the blame does rest on Rob McCracken as a trainer because Manuel Stewart used to turn down certain fights at the last minute. He said, no, I'm not going to fight. Vladimir's not fighting that guy. Lennox Lewis, I don't think you should fight that guy. He didn't want him to fight Chris Bird. Reason why, he said it's too awkward. I don't want to.
So what's the point here? What's the point we're establishing here? EJ?
The point we're trying to say to you is Joshua needs someone to IQ so we can balance, so we can take the responsibility off him, and he can just concentrate on the fighting. It's like a quarterback. Someone can help him. So he needs to make a decision early. That's my point. Early and quick, and get where he needs to be. This is procrastinating. That's what my point.
Procrastinating. He's procrastinating.
And if I may add to that, fact remains: Anthony Joshua has never beaten the number one heavyweight in the world. He's never done that. And
Anthony Joshua has never beaten.
And I don't think that will ever happen. I think that ship has sailed. It's over with. It's a wrap. It's a done deal.
Well, he can't force the cats. He can't force these cats in the ring. They don't want, if they're ducking him, they're ducking him. He can't force them in the ring.
He had a chance to fight the number one heavyweight in the world. He chose to go and fight the Pillsbury Doughboy and get knocked out.
Deontay Wilder ran away when Joshua made the 100 mil offer. Tyson Fury ran away. They ran away.
Anthony Joshua is on record saying,
if so-called number one boxers are running away from you, what does that say about you? You're probably the number one, maybe.
So Anthony Joshua is on record asking telling Uncle Al that if he comes up with my $50 million, he'll fight Wilder. Well, Uncle Al comes back, says, okay, we got you $50 million and then some, right? And what does Joshua do? He goes and fights Andy Ruiz and gets knocked out. So yeah, like I said, in order to be the man.
That's short notice and nonsense.
In order to be the man, all right, well, that's fine. If you wish to believe that's nonsense, that's fine. But here's what can't be disputed.
We saw what happened in the second fight, my friend. You saw it. You saw it. You saw what happened in
Yeah,
the
so
second
he
fight.
beat a guy he was supposed to beat, whom he wasn't supposed to lose to in the first place. What does that
It was a
mean?
short notice fight.
What
You
does
have
that
to
mean?
acknowledge. You have
It
to
was short
acknowledge
notice
that.
for Andy Ruiz also.
You know, he would just come off a fight himself. He was in tip-top condition.
Yeah,
Tip-top
okay, so then
condition.
what's the excuse?
You
So then
understand
what's the excuse for the Usyk
that guy
fight
was in
then?
tip-top condition. Joshua shouldn't have fought him.
Tip-top condition.
Joshua was supposed to fight Big Baby, and this is what Joshua was trying to say. These people around him are clowns, man. They're clowns. They're freaking clowns. Why am I mean, he's just, see, the thing is that he has to, and this is what I said, he has to take responsibility. Like H Money said, he has to take responsibility for what's going on. You understand? You can't keep putting it on your team. You know what I mean? You should know as a fighter. And I got footage of him fighting Otto Wallem. That, you know, from the bell 1 year, he went after Otto Wallem to knock that guy out. I've seen it on amateurs when he was in the Box Cup, right? And he won the Box Cup heavyweight championship, right? I was watching him. He knows what to do. He knows he's supposed to go out there. At some point, what they've done is that we need to manufacture you. We want to make you in this kind of super figure, you know. Let's put these quotations out there. Stay humble. So he believes. See, Joshua's one of them guys there. What he says.
Oh, Joshua's his latest thing is F humble. What else? F humble.
Yes, I know. No, what I'm trying to say, Rafi, he's put these quotations out, like Wilder say to this day, or what's he say? I'm a king. So Wilder actually believes this. See, what's happened to these heavyweights? They put themselves in these boxes, they've taught these words, and now they believe it. They believe what they've been saying. And that's where Joshua's problem is. See, now he's saying F the marketing, F the mark of staying humble, and now we're saying stay hungry. Yeah, the reason why we're staying hungry, Joshua, because you're about to lose your big payday, so now you're back on the line of trying to get hungry. But this is the thing, yeah. You need to be who you are, lock off them team there before it's too late, and basically, you know, you got to make a chop, bro. You got to do it. I don't think he's gonna do it, because I don't know if Rob McCracken's got over him, because Rob McCracken doesn't give a shit. I mean, you heard the man. Have you heard the post conference? Because I can't believe Joshua even had 10 defenses. That's what your trainer has said. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, what is your overall takeaway from the interview, the fight doctor?
He needs to retire, because again, like I said, the problem, he can hire custom model Eddie Futch. He can bring back all the great trainers of the past, and it does not fix what's fundamentally wrong with him, which is
someone else.
I don't know what the hell's wrong with him, to be completely honest with you. There's just something that's not. Look, either you're born with the dog in you or you're not, right? No one can, like, you know, shoot you up with a needle and create the dog inside of you. Either you have it or you don't. And
you've seen the dog in him. You've seen the dog in him.
Not lately.
Many times.
Look, listen. It didn't show up when it mattered, which is in the
first
Ruiz fight and in his last fight. When he needed a dog, wasn't there. I'm sorry, but AJ has a point. You're only good as your last fight, and Joshua didn't look so good in his last fight.
Yeah, EJ's got a point. You're as good as. That's what I go by. I don't. When you break down the resume, yeah.
What have you done for me? Late? Hold on, EJ. Hold on. I'm coming in after the fight, doctor. Okay. What have you done for me lately, generation? You fight doctor. You're what have you done for me lately, generation? I don't know.
Wait.
No, hold on. I've just started talking. Hold on. Hold your horses. Whoa. Okay, thank you. Mute your mic. I can hear your horse. Okay. So, you're from the what have you done for me lately generation. Hey, this thing here, this boxing thing here, it ain't just one fight. It's about a body of work. And Joshua does, from my point of view, he's working out the issues. He said, hey, I'm loyal, but hey, I gotta do what's right for me sometime. You know, I'm a grown man now. I gotta do what's right for me. And OMG, in comes the H-Mo 9.
What's good? Shout out to Raphael, Dawkins, Combat Radio. Shout out to EJ Boxing and the Fight Doctor, man. Rafi, I told you, Tyson Fury was the #1 heavyweight, and he showed it once again by knocking out Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? For the second straight time. And what happened to Anthony Joshua, the so-called best heavyweight, the so-called best resume, just got his ass beat by a cruiserweight once again. You know, you get beat by the little guy, then you get beat by the fat guy. You're losing the people you should have beat. I mean, this is sad, man. This is sad. Now he's blaming his trainer. It's Rob McCracken's fault. It's like Deontay Wilder saga all over again. All you missing is the suit and the costume, my buddy. You know what I'm saying? That's all you missing. That's all you missing, buddy. Was his gloves loaded? Did Usyk have loaded gloves? Did he have egg weights in his glove, Rafi? I want to know. I need answers. Look, just take the loss like a man. You know, the dude, Anthony Joshua, he's not that good. He's not. He's not, Rafi. He's not who you say he is.
How come he's not that good? How come he's not that good?
Because he's not who you say he is.
But he's beat more top 10 guys than Fury and Wilder.
Oh my goodness! A top 10, like a 50-year-old Pulev. That's you keep bragging about these top 10s like Pulev. Did that help him when he got in the ring with Usyk? No, you keep overhyping this guy's resume. You're bragging about wins like Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker, who just got beat up by Derek Chisora. I'm not impressed. I know boxing. I've been watching boxing.
Well, I'll tell you something. That Pulev you're talking about Pulev, the likes of Pulev and Povetkin, those guys. Yo, at least Joshua fought them. Wilder didn't. Fury didn't. At least Joshua was fighting these guys, you know, and you getting in against these top 10 guys time after time after time, not fighting your Tom Schwartz, not fighting your what's his name? Oh, sorry, we're not fighting your Tom Schwartzes, your Pianettas of the world, not fighting these low-hanging fruit, you know, even Cunningham. I mean, who the hell's Cunningham? No disrespect to Cunningham, but please, you know. So these guys, your Furies, your Wilders, they've made a habit of feasting on low-hanging fruit. And so you can't be disrespecting. You can't be disrespecting Joshua by not acknowledging that he's been fighting the tougher guys.
Look, all we have to do is acknowledge the facts. That's all we have to do. Right now, let's talk about the facts, shall we?
Time after time.
The FACKTS, the facts. Yes. Now,
I'm with you.
Now, look, when something happens once, then we could say it's a fluke. But if it happens twice, it's not a fluke.
What's happened twice?
It's a trend. What's happened twice is we've seen Joshua check out of a fight. We saw that in the first. We've seen Joshua mentally
checked out of a 12-round fight, but he got to the end of the round, the 12th round. How does that work?
Yeah, had that been a 15-round fight, Joshua would have got knocked out.
If it was 15 rounds, so you want to add 3 rounds on top. You want to add 3 rounds on top.
There's an argument to be made. There's an argument to be made that the 12th round of Joshua Usyk could have been scored a 10-8 round.
Ridiculous.
I don't think so.
Ridiculous.
Because only one guy was interested in fighting. The other guy looked like he was interested in going home to mom.
Ridiculous.
Okay? Yeah. Joshua checked out of a fight for the second time.
I didn't see no checking out. I didn't see no
mentally checked out of the first Ruiz fight. He checked out of the Usyk fight mentally. In the 12th round, he wasn't there.
If you want to talk like that, that's entirely up to you. I mean, I saw him come back.
We have the evidence on tape. We have it on video.
I saw him come back and avenge his loss. So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Now, as for this interview,
Steve Cullen wasn't low-hanging fruit, man. He was a former IBF world champion.
Yeah, fair enough. But anyway, as for this interview, maybe I was a bit harsh on Steve Cunningham. Steve, I know you're an avid watcher of the show. I apologize. So as for this interview, I think it shows that AJ's he's woken up. He's asking, people are having to, line managers are having to stand up and be accountable. Everybody's having to be accountable. I would imagine he has to be accountable as well. He's taken stock. He's taken account. He's looked at the ledgers. And Yeah, everybody's got to be accountable. Let me just have a look. What's this here? I just heard the.
So, Rafi.
Okay, Dan, the man is in the building. Come with it, Dan.
Yo, what's happening?
Yeah, it's all good over here, Dan. What's happening?
Not much, man. I'm just trying to get through the workday over here on my side of town. But yeah, well, I was just hearing your guys' conversation about the Joshua interview. So
Yeah,
is that
come
what
with
we're
it, brother.
discussing?
Come with it. Jump in with your opinion. I know you're a man of many opinions. Come with it, brother. Come with it.
Well, I spoke to EJ earlier about this, but let me just say this. And shout out to Fight Doctor too. Um, I don't know. It just seems like to me he was searching for his answers in that interview. It seems in most cases it's kind of like Deontay Wilder. It's like when I criticize Deontay for giving long-winded, incoherent answers, like speaking in third person, I kind of got the sense that Joshua was doing the same thing in some extent in his interview. I'm like, okay, can you just answer the question straightforward and start giving us these riddles? You know? So that was one thing I felt that was a little cringy about the interview. But the one thing that stuck out to me is that when Coogan asked him directly, what went wrong with your game plan in the fight against Usyk, he says, you're going to have to talk to my team because I really didn't know the game plan unless he was being sarcastic. I'm like, what? What do you mean talk to your team? You know what happened in the ring. You're the one that was fighting, not your team. What went wrong? You know, that's what Coogan asked him directly. It seems like he didn't want to answer the question. But look, I know Anthony Joshua gets a lot of flack. I get it. That most of the criticism is unwarranted. Sometimes you do have to criticize him. Most times you don't. He's got the best resume overall in the heavyweight division. There's no disputing that. But as the Fight Doctor says, and as you say, Rafi, is what you've done for me lately. And so far, Joshua's lost his titles. He's got 2 losses on his record so far, and he's suffered, 2 bad losses. One against Ruiz the first fight, and then recently gets down to Xander Usyk. And same thing with Wilder. They both lost badly, back to back. So it's what can he do in the rematch against Usyk? I hate to say it. I'll say it once. I'll say it again. I don't see him winning that rematch. It's not going to go any different. When he make adjustments, yes, but I just don't. That matchup is too bad for Joshua. Stylistically, it's horrible. This is not an Andrew Ruiz situation where a guy's going to be complicit. He's going to catch him when he's not training. But this is a totally different animal we're dealing with right here. I just don't see Joshua winning this fight. I'm just being honest. That's my take on it.
So, but Wilder got knocked out 2 times over his last 2 fights. So I don't understand why people would compare Joshua with Wilder. Wilder got knocked out back to back 2 times. 2 times.
Yeah, they did, but they both taken punishment through their previous fights.
Well,
look at Wilder's last one. They both did.
Did Joshua take more punishment than Usyk in the last fight?
Yeah, he did.
Because Usyk looked pretty busted up to me.
He always gets busted up. He easily gets marked, so that's nothing new to him. He got marked up against Marius Briedis. He got marked up against, I think it was Garcia. But other than that, Usyk gets easily marked up. So that's nothing surprising. I'm not Garcia if it was Kawaki. But yeah, he gets marked up. So that's nothing new.
You know something? I think that Joshua didn't get beat up as bad as some people think.
He almost got stopped in the 12th round. Did you not see that?
Well, almost. You don't get no medals. You don't get no medals for almost. You don't get no medals for almost. It's like you almost dated the beauty queen of the school. You don't get no medals for almost. You don't get no medals for almost.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you on that aspect. But I will say this though, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but we all know what happened in that round when there was 6 seconds left and the timekeeper rang the bell.
No, it's not true. No,
it's true. That's what happened.
No, it's not true.
That's what happened.
That is not what happened. That is not what happened. Let me tell you exactly what happened.
All right, go ahead. Break it down.
The clock that was on the screen that you saw on the screen was the Dazn clock. That was not the official clock. So what actually happened was On the official clock, the score, the round lasts exactly 3 minutes to the second. The DAZN clock, I think they started it fast and it was out of sync with the official clock, but it's easily done. You get a stopwatch. Everybody's got a stopwatch in their home. You replay the 12th round, start the stopwatch on the bell, finish the stopwatch on the bell, and guess how long the round is.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Did the zone confirm that they made a mistake on their end on that part? Because no one's been able to address it.
Not
No
only
one
has
addressed that.
not only has the zone confirmed it, but everybody with a stopwatch has confirmed it.
Everybody with a stopwatch. Okay. Well, it doesn't explain why the hell did they wave the towel right when the bell rang, too. That's another bizarre situation. So, like I said, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but it seemed to me somebody's trying to save Joshua from getting stopped. But it is what it is. He lost the fight. But
it's a 3-minute round.
Yeah.
The only thing you can argue is that maybe they should have had.
Well, my bad. That was the car that's coming through. Go ahead.
The only thing you can argue is that you wish it was a 15 round fight. That's the only legitimate thing you can argue. But the round was 3 minutes.
Fair enough, but he almost got stopped in that round. He took a bad beating in that round. To fight Doctor's point, though, you can see why he said you could score that 10-8 because Joshua did take a bad beating in that round. Bad beating.
You don't get no medals for almost, my friend. You don't get no medals for almost. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
That's one thing I know. There's a girl who used to live down the street from me when I was a little guy, a little kid. And, you know, I wanted to date her. And one day I almost did, but it didn't quite work out. And I didn't get a medal. EJ is dipping out. Let EJ get his final words in before he dips out. EJ, get your final words. Get your final words in, EJ.
Man, I was just saying later to fight, Doctor. I wasn't going nowhere. I was enjoying the banter between the two of you. But I would say this, yeah.
No, you know, it's no final words. I just thought you were saying goodbye. But
yeah, I was. Yeah. I said, yeah. What I'm saying is that in any case, yeah, it's this is why Joshua, and when I interviewed him, he kind of sticks to the script and stuff like that. Because now you've seen him in an hour-long interview, and you see how he processes things. And it's like, you know, even though he processes things, he gets to the conclusion. But it's like, end of the day, yeah, life shouldn't be so hard, bro. Like, you know, you get rid of someone, you bring someone else in, and stuff like that. The fact that he's going around there stealing information and bringing it back to the UK is dread, bro. He need to stop doing that. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It's like, why you obviously these guys are talented. You're going to have to submerge yourself into their culture. He said the Mexican style, African American, Caribbean style, whatever, running shields, whatever. You know, end of the day, whatever you're going to do, you're going to have to leave your surroundings and be with it. And the rest of the team, they can't follow you. This is boxing's a lonely sport at this end of the day. You're a millionaire. You're going to have to spend money and go out there and get the best team. You've got enough money to do that. Not these other hangers on that no one's ever heard of. All they're doing is stealing your money. They're all blood sucking your money. You know, this is what's happening. You know, I've never heard of some of the guys. You know, some of the trainers you mentioned, Jovi and some of them. Do you even know? I know they're Team BG, but these are not established professional trainers.
Those are guys that he brought in. He brought in Joby Clayton. Comes from my neck of the woods, and he brought in the Latin guy.
What have they produced?
Well, you tell me. That's the question.
That's what I'm trying to say. They're not established.
The thing is that he said everybody's got to be held accountable.
I know. But this is you're at the top end of the spectrum.
Hold on a second. Carry on. I gotta go fill my cup up. I gotta get water.
No, what I'm saying is you're at the top end of the spectrum. Money shouldn't be a cost. You get the best money can buy. You know, Javon Hill, you know, I see the thing is, yeah, how did he hook up with Javon Hill? Well, his cousin or his friend, Andy Lee, you know, from the Crunk gym said, look, he's a good trainer because his dad wasn't happy with Ben Davies. He wasn't happy with him. He's going to get my son beat. Right, and his dad was banging the drums, and they had to listen. His dad knew. His dad knows he's a professional boxer. He knows that this guy is not good enough. He couldn't good enough to lick my boots, and he said, "I need a better trainer." Now he's got Javon Hill. Dad doesn't say anything. That's calm because dad knows this guy knows what he's talking about. And this is what I'm saying. Joshua hasn't got that. You can clearly see. Everyone can see Rob McCracker's limitation. He's limited A lot of time, Carl Froch was doing it himself. Rob McCracken. I don't know how much intelligence Rob McCracken was given because he didn't get him past Andre Ward. A lot of time, Carl Froch was banking on I've got a granite chin. How did that granite chin go against George Groves? Nearly got you knocked out, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you got up and you cobraed him. But after that, what's going on there? Like, his resume. His resume is good. He's got Joshua to certain titles, and everyone's fan. But when you lose so big, if you was competitive in a competitive fight, we wouldn't mind that. But when Joshua lose, it's such a landslide. You're like, what the heck's gone on here? Why did he fight Andy Ruiz? I mean, when you watch that fight, he was doing all right with it. But this is the thing about heavyweight boxing and just boxing in general. I tell my fighters when they get knocked down, look in the corner. Rather look in the corner because they know the eyes. Look in the corner, and I'll do a count. And I tell them to get up. That's how it's supposed to be. If you look at the referee, if you look at the referee's eyes, why your eyes are gambling? Because when you're looking at the referee might sign off because you think your eyes look like you can't continue. That's why you look at your corner. So your corner can just look at you and say, give you that thing, give you that break. And then when you get up, your eyes should be established. And then,
he was criticizing his corner. He was criticizing his corner. Joshua was criticizing his corner. Joshua said the reason why Joshua said you should ask my corner, ask my team. The reason Joshua said that, in my humble opinion, was because he was basically saying, well, listen, I follow my corner. I follow my corner. And if there's something that needs adjusting, I trust that they will tell me. I expect that they will tell me. Now, he said a very interesting thing. He said, Sugar Hill Stewart, fantastic job. He did a fantastic job with Tyson Fury in the corner. And I think what he's referring to was the time when Sugar Hill had to go in on Tyson Fury to let him know that you got to use your jab, use your damn jab, blah 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 blah. Get up in there, get him. And I think Joshua was basically saying, because he touched on it a couple of times through the interview, and I think what Joshua was saying, that his team didn't let him know that he was behind.
How could he not know?
Well, his team. All right, let me rephrase that. His team didn't do what Sugar Hill did when he needed to pick it up.
Because a yes man.
He didn't get that sense of urgency,
bruh,
that Deontay Wilder got.
You know why?
He didn't get that sense of urgency that Sugar Hill gave to Tyson Fury.
But they were telling he's winning the fight.
So he's saying they didn't orientate him. They didn't tell him where he was in the fight. They didn't know. They didn't tell him when he needed to pick it up. They didn't come across with that sense of urgency. And sometimes as a champion, if you're losing, it's clearer to people on the outside that you're losing. It's not so clear for you. I've muted you for a second because I can hear myself through your mic. So they didn't give him that sense of urgency that Sugar Hill gave Tyson Fury when he needed it. So they failed him. I think that's what he's saying.
Okay, I understand that that's it. But what I'm saying is that the game plan was very inexperienced. Also, when I'm in a corner with my fighters, I'm telling him who's winning the round, in my opinion. And I'm a judge. I'm telling them you should have a judge in your corner that or someone who knows about the scoring system to know who's winning and who's losing. Have an idea that this fight is close. You need to show the judges that you're actually winning the fight. Now, you remember at heavyweight boxing and professional boxing, one mistake you could be on your back. But the thing you can clearly see everyone wobbling. This is not Joshua. That's the whole point. This guy who we see batter Vladimir Klitschko, batter many opponents. Where's that guy gone? I mean, where is that guy? Who's this guy here? I don't know.
Needs to bring him back.
Yeah, and that's why. You know why? You know why that guy's gone? It's because you bring in these idiot trainers, and this is what I said: no name trainers, no one's heard about. And he mentioned it himself. He goes, "These guys I brought in, where did they learn their stuff from? From who?" That was a very key in the interview I picked up on, that he's saying these guys learned from this guy, learned from this guy. So he's got guys in his corner who ain't got no lineage. Where did you learn your stuff from, and why am I listening to you for? Where did you sneak yourself into? Because remember again, he's in the amateur system, and that's why he's getting caught up with this bullshit. because you're in the amateur system, you've allowed these guys to come through the door, and you're open your ears to everyone, even to the fact you give away your belts. Everyone can wear my belts, stuff like that. You're too lackadaisical. Another thing as well to point out, he's a businessman, he's a corporate man. So when he's trying to treat boxing like a corporate business, I have my advisors. That's not how it should be, man. You have one guy, this guy you talk to, he tells you this, that, the other, and that's it. He's got too many hangers on. Clear them out, get rid of them. Bring one guy in who will tell you what you need to know to get you through it. And I'm telling you, if he doesn't do that, Rafi, we're going to see the same results. He's confusing the situation. He needs to man up and just say, I'm getting rid of this and take control of the situation. This is very simple. Rafi, you got a YouTube channel. I got a YouTube channel. Rafi, do you defer to your advisors about any situation in regards to trolls and that? Do you talk to maybe John Dealey and everything? Do you think I should get rid of this troll? Do you do that? You don't do that. You find the block button, you get rid of him, innit?
I'm the captain of the ship.
That's right, Rafi. That's what you run this ship here. You're on live now. You invited me on. If I get out of pocket or anyone else does, you don't need to ask no one. You're kicking me out. Why?
Yeah.
You know, he knows he's been doing this for years. The problem is that he's allowed himself too many ears in there. He's around the amateur system. He wants to make everyone happy. And this is that. Yeah, he needs to do that. And that's why he went to America. And everyone, what he did then, I think he did that to make everyone nervous, to think their job, that, you know, you're not going to get paid. That's what it is. That's why he did that. He put their jobs in jeopardy to shake it all up. You see, he said that. I know that. But you still ain't getting rid of them, though. You still to shake them up. The thing is, the bottom line, if you really wanted it, he would have went to the Mayweather gym and didn't come back. Didn't come back. You know, didn't come back. So I'm going to America. I ain't coming back. You know, and get away from Eddie Hearn. All these guys here, I don't want to hear you. Eddie Hearn even told him, oh, he's got too many people in his ear. Of course he has. You're in his ear. Rob McCracken doesn't even act like he doesn't even give a shit. I'll tell you right now, Rafi, you and me care about Joshua more than Rob McCracken does. I'll tell you that right now for free.
And it's funny you should say that, because I've already done this poll before, but we're going to do it again tonight. Should AJ get rid of Rob McCracken? Question mark. Yes or no? Boom. And the last poll was, the question was raised, who did better as a trainer, Breland or Malik Scott? And 60% of people said Breland, 40% said Malik Scott. And it's a real close thing, because if you go with Scott, you say, well, he knocked under Scott, and the Malik Scott, Deontay Wilder knocked down Tyson Fury two-time in the last fight. Okay, well, only two-time under Scott. Yeah, previous fight was under Breland. Now, fine. Under Scott, he knocked down Tyson Fury two-time, but then he went 3 rounds longer, and he got beat up for 3 rounds longer. He got stopped in the Breland fight, the second fight. Who was under Breland. He was fighting under Breland as a trainer that time. He got stopped. Breland threw in the towel in the seventh round. However, he didn't knock down Tyson Fury at all, but he got less of a beating. So it's a toss-up. He got more of a beating under Scott, but dropped Fury 2 times. He didn't drop Fury 2 times under Breland, but the fight, he got 3 rounds less of a beating. So
it's clear.
I think I might go with Breland on that one.
Listen, I'll tell you why it's clear. Because under Breland, he looked better, right? The first fight against Fury, he looked much better. And Fury, obviously, in the second fight, you know, overwhelmed him. And in that fight, he was still on his feet when the fight got stopped. And even though he could, and no one told him to come with that. No one came and told him to come with that stupid uniform. No one told him to come with them beads in the back of his hair, because he had beads in his hair. Fury was knocking them out, right? Yeah. So he completely disrespected Breland in the first fight. Breland told him he need to work the body. So in the second fight, that's what he did. He started working the body, but it was too late now. And he looked awful. I don't know why his hands were close like that. If you look at the way he was before, his hands were up. He used to box behind his jab to set up the right hand. But in this fight, he was leaning out wide, jab into the body, and then he set the right hand up. Yeah, he knocked Fury down, but he got knocked out, man. One was on his feet, and the other one was on his back. You know what I mean? Yeah. And Malik in the corner, why are you not listening to me? Why are you not going to the game plan? Because bloody Tyson Fury changed up. Like, you can't see that this guy's mauling him now. He's not on the outside. He's actually said, oh, that's not working. Let me try this. And now he's stuck with it. Like, Malik couldn't understand what was going on because you're blind, you know. Oh, Wilder's this, you know, no, clear as day that Breland understands with Wilder, it's all about keeping your distance so you can land the right hand. So Breland was a master at. So he had 100 and something amateur fights. Under Malik, he's got him throwing all these combinations and taking away his power. Wilder looked like a novice. He looked like an absolute novice out there. He looked like he was tired. That's one thing. Under Breland, he wasn't that tired. He was fitter. So
he didn't shoot his shot in the first. He didn't empty the tank in the first round.
He never pushed weights.
Under Breland.
He never was pushing them weights, and that's what tired him out. I mean, he's just mad.
Pushing the weights on the chest, not the legs. Pushing the weights on the chest, not the legs.
No, I know, obviously not, but the legs were carrying the bloody costume.
Yeah, but he should have been pushing the weights on the legs, is what I'm saying, not the chest. Should have been pushing the weights on the legs.
He shouldn't be pushing no weights at all. Like, Wilder's an idiot. Yeah, he beating Fury because he's an idiot. That's all it is. Yeah, and he didn't listen to Mark Breland. Mark Breland gave him a beautiful game plan, and he said after the first fight, quote Wilder, you know, I was so excited in the fight. You know, I didn't listen to my trainer Breland. He told me the great game plan, but I didn't listen. That's what he said.
So who would you have as a trainer?
Night Breland.
What?
Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua. Who would I have? Anthony Joshua. Yeah. Well, you know the thing. I'd have Jonathan Banks would be the number one guy. I think Jonathan Banks would be the best guy. You're still the crunk. And, you know, when it comes to the crunk about, you know, Sugar's good, but Jonathan Banks is like, yo, he's pretty good, man. I told Jonathan Banks, I mean, I'd share you the interview and you could play and you could I had that conversation with him about game plans, right? He elaborated to me on how boxing is. I said to him, so I was talking to him about the Povetkin fight. I was asking about, you know, when this is just before Joshua fought Povetkin. I said, how did you fight Povetkin? He said, well, when you fight Povetkin, you need multiple game plans. I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, Povetkin, when you fight him, as you're boxing him, if you hurt him, he'll change to someone, he'll be someone else. And when he be someone else, you need to change, right? And if you knock him down, then he'll be someone else again, as you see with Dillian White. So you need to be able to adjust at the same time. And this is the way they step out. He's like, you're one step above. That's why Sugar was one step ahead Wilder all the time. Always one step ahead. He said, well, if he does this, this is what we're going to do in this. So this is how you stay, and it's called, what he called it was in-ring adjustments, and that's when you start learning your craft. Which Joshua, clearly he did that. He actually had his adjustment against Vladimir was, when I got knocked down, I'm just gonna go for it, right? Because that's the way. If you used to see I should send it to you, the footage against Otto Wallin from the bell starts, right? Didn't care about no. He threw the punches, the left hook and the straight right. He just went after Otto Wallin. The straight went after him, and I tell you what, he was battering Otto Wallin in the amateur fight, right? He just knew how to fight him. Who
was battering Otto Wallin?
Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin in the amateurs. Okay. And they fought over in the UK. It was in the box cup. They allowed European champions, and Otto Wallin came over, right? And he fought him in the finals for the box cup. And I watched the fight, and I was like, this is the guy I remember who goes in, who tries to knock you out, because remember, Anthony Joshua's favorite fight was Mike Tyson. That's what he likes to do. At some point, they said, don't do that no more, because you're gonna get knocked out, and they teared him away from that. You need to be sophisticated. You need to be this. And he thought, okay, let me try and be that guy. But he realized, just in the interview, no, that's not who I am. What are you doing? What's going on here? He lost his identity, but because he alleviated the responsibility that he takes on himself, and he's put it into other people, and he has his trust on them solely, and they're leading up the garden path. I mean, it's obvious. It's like the king wears. You ever seen the saying about the king? The king had a beautiful robe, and he came out, and the king's
clothes. The king's clothes.
Yeah,
I did that story on the Zone episode.
Yes, that's
Zone
what Joshua.
Remember when Zone 6 came?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
that's the story I told. The Emperor's New Clothes is the title.
That's the title. That's what it is. If anyone don't know about that, the Emperor, they told the Emperor, you've got a fabulous robe, and he had no top on, right? But he made him believe that he had a great top on, and everyone was like, but the only one who didn't believe in that facade was a little boy. Because why is he walking around with no top? He goes, what? You're naked, and he's like, what? And that's what happened in the corner. That's literally what happened to Joshua. He's been so inflated and he's so rich.
Yeah.
That he's so rich that no one can tell him the truth. How could you not? Why? See, none of them would tell him that he's losing. They didn't dare tell him he's losing. Why? Because maybe they worried about I'm going to get sacked. So what are you doing in the corner? Who are these people? That's what Joshua said in the thing. Where did these people come from? Where's their thing? So why did you set that up? What's this? What you put it? Otto Wallim. Otto, I mean, no, you're funny. Otto, what you need to put out is Otto Wallim versus Joshua. Otto Wallim. I put it Otto Wallim and Joshua. You enjoy it? You want me to check?
Yeah, send it. But you can't send me anything. Something's happened to my Hangouts, Google Hangouts. I was restarting the computer and I can see the sign up there. But if anybody's sending me any signals or messages, continue to send them. But I won't see them for a while because I'll have to reconnect it somehow because I ain't coming through.
Otto Wallim, yeah, versus Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallim is a must watch, man. You're like, who's this guy? Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallim. Yeah. Like, I mean,
well, yeah. But in the meantime, we're talking about the coaches you've gone for. You've gone for Jonathan Banks. You know, I like little Buddy McGirt. Recent fighter is a top fighter, and now he's a top trainer. And I like his no nonsense. He seems to have a no-nonsense approach. So I like Buddy McGirt. And there's another reason I put up Otto Wallim because I like his coach too, Joey Gamage. I like Joey Gamage. He seems to be a man of tactics. Got it. I see it. Nice, lovely. But I'm sticking with this one though. Because Tyson Fury is in the mix. Otto Wallim's trainer is in the mix.
I don't think he should be because, like I said to you, I need established trainers,
top trainers,
who could bring in the top sparring. Remember again, he trained the former world heavyweight champion. You understand? He trained he was Manuel Stewart next in line. You understand? Like even over Javon. Huh? Yeah. No. When you talk about the corner work, now he showed me that. And he has mad respect for Manuel Stewart. He doesn't even call him Manny. He calls him coach. That's how he calls him coach, right? He said, coach tells me this and that. You know what I mean? And you see, he is deep in knowledge and understands that certain thing. Like, remember, he worked with Dillian White as well, right? Now, you got to understand, when it comes to these sort of things, he understands what Joshua needs. He builds your confidence. And his game plans are good. So what I'm saying is that John, and he worked with him also when Joshua came to the camp. He worked with him then. So Joshua has a certain comfortability. Joshua wanted him to train him. So when everyone says Vladimir was working with Joshua, no, they were lying. It was Jonathan Banks he said to me, Anthony Joshua calls him all the time. But you see what happened is that, after a while, Banks is like, I got Badu Jack now. I got Badu Jack now and I got Triple G. I'm busy. You know what I mean? I can't be on the phone. You're gonna have to work it out. So you got these other little hangers-ons. I'm not dissing these guys. They're probably all right in their own rights. But this is the professional game. I mean, look at Ben Davis, right? Where did he creep? He's another one. Where did he creep into? Where did this guy creep into? No? And look, really and truly, where's his pedigree? Or who's he? Only because he's Tyson Fury's hangers-on. This guy's in the corner. And Freddie Roach told him in the corner, why is he going backwards for? You should try and go forward at some point, And look at this. Ben Davis was the sole person, and no Freddie Roach, no Ricky Hatton, and he was getting punched up in this fight. I wish I had one of our Americans.
I wish I had one of my American friends in here, and I'd ask him how come Otto Wallim looks kind of cool and mellow in the corner, and at the end of the first round with Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder looked like he just come back from Iraq or something. You know what I'm saying? Just come back from Iran. You know what I mean? That's the end of the first round. He shot his load. Otto Wallim did better against Tyson Fury than your king, Deontay Wilder. How'd that feel? Hold on a second. How'd that feel? I'm talking to the people. Otto Wallim did better against Tyson Fury than your king, Deontay Wilder. So please, people, please don't come to me talking to me about how Deontay Wilder's this, Deontay Wilder's. Listen, He got battered 2 times back to back. He got stopped. He got knocked out. And you're trying to compare him with Anthony Joshua? Please.
See that old guy? So that old guy in the corner, that's the trainer you want him to go to. That old guy in the corner.
Joey Gamage. Tactics.
Nah, listen, well, no, it's not really. It's Ben Davis. That's what it is. Ben Davis, man. That's why you got rid of him after this fight. Ben Davis don't know what Fury's in there thinking he's going against a thing. He didn't train him for southpaws. That's clear to see right here. The Fury who likes turning southpaw himself. The reason why he's trying to work it out. Now look at it. Look at him. He should be banging the left hook in there, straight right. He's jabbing. He's not jabbing enough. He should be jabbing, stepping forward. This is all the things that under Javon, he makes him come forward. His jab is more positive. Look at him hesitating. He should be stepping through with a jab, bringing the right hand behind it. Why is he going back? He's making it seem like Otto Williams a world beater.
Yeah. well, look at Otto Wally. Look at Otto Wally and comparing to Wilder. Now people are telling me that Wilder was this great champ, but look at Otto Wally walking down Tyson Fury and putting a pasting on him. Look at him making Tyson Fury flinch.
Hold on. Wilder knocked him down. He's knocked Fury down more than anyone else in history. What are you talking about? He's knocked him down. Otto Wally never knocked him down.
That was over 3 fights, though.
Bro, the first fight.
3 fights. How many rounds is that? 12, 24?
Otto Wally never knocked him down. Otto Wally never knocked him down.
30 rounds?
30
rounds he went with.
30 rounds. Give
Otto another crack at Tyson. He figures him out, decodes him, and takes the crown.
What this Tyson Fury? What this Tyson Fury now? You're crazy.
I'm joking.
Yeah,
I'm joking. Hold on a second, though. Hold on. Cristiano Wu says he is definite proof that Malik Scott is better. Breland trained Wilder for many fights, including 2 times against Fury, and yet Wilder got destroyed in the second match. Wilder did better on the. I just talked about that. I just told you Wilder dropped in the third fight. Wilder dropped Fury twice. Yes, but he went 3 more rounds. Took 3 more rounds of battering. Under Breland, he went 3 less rounds. Took a battering, went 3 less rounds. And yeah, he did get stopped a few times, but he went 3 less rounds. So he took 3 less rounds of a battering. 3 less rounds of a battering under Breland. So that's my response to that. Fury looked solid against Wilder. Fury looked solid. Yeah, looked very solid. Very solid. Wilder has, what is this? Wilder has to target Fury. What do you mean Wilder has to target? It's over, brother. It's over. That's been 3 fights. Target Fury's body. He was only able to do it for a round and a half. But other fighters will notice that game plan. Well, Otto Wallin, Joey Gamage came up with that for Otto Wallin. Came up with that game plan for Otto Wallin. It's on the screen right now. That's what I'm showing you. That's Otto Wallin came up with that game plan before Malik Scott, before Wilder. We saw it implemented here in the Otto Wallin fight. Let's have a look. A couple more of these comments. Once Fury started to pop at that left jab, he gained control, but Fury was not firing on. Certainly wasn't firing on all cylinders. Okay, EJ Boxing, my friend. What are your final words, sir? We've gone way over overtime. No super chats. Nobody supported the thing. Nobody's come up as a volunteer of the thing. And yeah, we've gone into double overtime. Remember, the show is 1 hour. I give another extra half an hour. That's overtime. And then after that, you gotta be supporting the thing. You gotta be putting a couple of pennies in the coffers. The show was incredible. The show was impeccable. And really and truly, some of you should have come through. Wilder can't box. So overall. Your final words, EJ. Thanks for jumping on. Who else jumped on? Dan the man jumped on. The fight doctor jumped on. H Monet. Where'd you disappear to? When Rafi started to flow, H Monet disappeared. You know what I'm saying? Rafi got it's hard to watch this because I've been around Joshua like
an emergence, before he was a held champion, and it's hard to see it, but the signs are there. The signs are there. Anxiety, but these are the things, right? These are the things. Joshua, even though all them things, even though all them things, the man can get back his titles. Yeah, the man can get back his titles, and the man can bring back the titles to the UK. Right? All Joshua needs to do is stand up and say, "Yo," as someone in goes, "Listen, mate, you need to cut loose." He goes, "Okay, cut loose and do what? Who am I supposed to bring? Look, some of the guys you got around them, you're carrying them. You're carrying all these people, and you're about to lose everything. This is what you need. This is very serious at this point. You need to have one trainer, right, that you can rely on. So if he goes to Jonathan Banks, straight away he's in Big Bear. Jonathan Banks knows how to bring in sparring partners in California. You're going to be training in altitude, right? It's what you need to build up your stamina, right? Because stamina was pretty good. Then he'll give you a game plan of how to beat this shit out of Usyk, man. Usyk's nothing special. He'll give you a great game plan, bringing great cruiserweight light guys in there, fast guys in there. You need to be locked away in Big Bear. This is the fight of your life. Like, really and truly, you're talking about, I might not pay this guy. Guys might work for free. I want to go be around this guys. I learned this, I learned that. I understand all that, but you have to make a decision, man. Time's on his hand. He doesn't have to rush it because he has a year until whenever. So Joshua could make that fight, but he really needs to just sit down and say, listen, Eddie heard me say, sit down. We're going to look. Robert's been great. You need to get rid of him. You need to bring someone else in, right? And be in that system and get emerged in that system. You might as well, because the reason why I say you should go to Jonathan Banks, because he's worked with him already. It's not a hard transition. He trusts him. He likes Jonathan Banks. He's a good teacher, and that's what we need: a teacher, not a coach, a cheerleader. You need someone to tell you things when it's not working, put you in the race. Actually, which I worry about that, because Jonathan Banks is kind of a guy that, but I think he's very schooled in that regard. So, John, right in my last word, I say to you, I said, Andy Joshua needs to stay firm and get ready. I'm glad he's got the Grizzly side. I'm glad that Mike Tyson shit's come back. I'm glad I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I want to get my title back. But Joshua needs to stay firm and make a decision and get rid of the hangers on. That's my final word.
Okay, so have you seen the poll?
No, what's the poll?
Should AJ get rid of Rob McCracken?
Okay, I got that one. Let me vote. Yes.
Yeah, you voted. Yes. Okay, so 86% of cat owners said yes, and 14% said no. Yeah. That's very interesting. But EJ Boxing, it's nice of you to take time out of your day to come over here to the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio.
You're welcome, Rafi. Take care, Rafi. We talk to you, man.
Appreciation. And that was the EJ Boxing. This guy's on channel, as you may know. Okay, so Fight Doctor tripping on them shrooms again, saying Wallin. Let me start the damn thing back again. Remember, he's already busted. Let me open. Oi. Hold on. Let's catch the eye again. Boom. Holy guacamole. Fight Doctor says Wallin did not have more success than Wilder. On what planet did he not have more success than Wilder? What is you saying, man? Of course he had more success than Wilder. Busted him up, he split him like a wild boar. Split him open like a wild boar. What was that, the third round? Split. Look at that gash. Yeah, not you, Tone, not you, not the people who normally donate, talking about the people who normally don't. Break your, lose your virginity, folks. Go ahead and, the fight should have been stopped. Lose your virginity and go and put a little copper in the tin. Make the bell ring. Yes. Much appreciation goes out to the Marion J. Much appreciation. I voted yes. What's the question? Let me refresh my memory. Should AJ get rid of McCracken? Yeah. Okay, I got you. Get rid of McCracken and get who? That's a good question. That's a good question. I think McGirt, does he keep him on? Does he keep McCracken on to oversee the thing? Maybe he keeps McCracken on to oversee the thing. Maybe that's the best thing. Maybe that's the best thing. That was an ugly cut. That was an ugly cut. Okay. Okay. So, what's my takeaway from this whole thing? Hold on, let's restart the damn thing. What's my takeaway from this whole thing? AJ's interview. Well, my takeaway of this thing is that, AJ, he knows he has to restructure. He knows he has to restructure the setup, and he says he's going to back out of the trainer situation, let them communicate and organize things between themselves. Let them watch film, let them watch the film study and come back to him with the results and a clear game plan. He also clearly intimated that when it looked like he was down on the cards, his corner didn't communicate that to him. And he drew a comparison of Sugar Hill with Tyson Fury in the corner, screaming at him, shouting at him, very much Emmanuel Stewart-like, letting him know in no uncertain terms that he was behind, or not that he was behind, but he needed to pick it up. He needed to pick things up. He needed to pick up the pace, pick up the tempo. Sugar Hill communicated perfectly with Tyson Fury about what he had to do. What he had to do different. That was not the same for Anthony Joshua. There was a whole bunch of men up there and nobody telling him that he had to pick it up. Nobody with a sense of urgency. Anthony Joshua made it perfectly clear that was not communicated to him and that was unacceptable. Unacceptable. No can do. Ain't no good. Get rid of McCracken. McCracken is just greedy. He don't mind getting all this embarrassment. If he respects AJ, then he should walk away. Well, he should set up should McCracken just take himself out of the mix? I've asked myself that question before. I've asked the question live on air. It's on facts. It's on tracks. It's on wax. Yeah, it's, Fury talking about the elite. We got Otto Wallin. giving Fury all kinds of problems. You have to be elite to give an elite all kind of problems. Come on now. Too soon to be talking about elite. Might be a tad too soon. And what does it say about Deontay Wilder's power? Every time he knocked Tyson Fury down, Tyson Fury got back up and whooped that ass. Nice hook to the body. He was hooking Fury's body all night long. Okay, so my feeling, my view on all of this. I might watch this fight after, actually. I'll leave it playing later. My view on this is what is this? Sugar told Tyson to take Wilder out. Jab, jab, jab. AJ got amazing, beautiful work when he's getting outclassed. I don't quite know what that means. Okay, we've gone triple overtime. For those who didn't check out last night's show, yeah, check it out. Check it out at your convenience. Those who weren't here, of course. Okay, so this has been about AJ. It's been about AJ. Long interview. Coogan Cassius. Interesting. AJ clearly knows certain things need to change. It's about change. It's about one account. Hold on. Let me drop this. She's next down. Let me get some airtime. Give me some airtime. Okay. Uh-oh. On the whole. Oh, stop sharing then. Stop sharing. Okay. So the themes throughout this thing were account. As a matter of fact, let me just close the poll before we go any further as we come to the end of the show. Coming up to the outro. Okay, should AJ get rid of McCracken? 86% said yes. 14% said no. Boom. Poll is closed. Okay, so the key points through the interview were: one, accountability. There was themes through the interview. One was accountability, the Anthony Joshua interview we're talking about. One was accountability. Two was merge the styles. He's got two different styles. This guy's original style, more doggy style. Well, more dog in that style. And he's got the new style, the technical style, which he says didn't serve him too well. I mean, it served him too well to a point, but he had to bring the dog. He had to bring the dog in the ingredients and then mix it all up. So merge the styles. Theme three, now is war. When he goes out there, even the referee's got to worry because he's going to be throwing down. Technically sound throwing down. I think that's what he's going for, a technically sound throwdown. I think that's going to be best describe Anthony Joshua's approach to the Usyk rematch. Okay. 4, I have the tools. That's another theme through this thing. I have the tools. 5, come out of the comfort zone and learn from new trainers. That's the 5th theme. The 6th theme through the interview that I was able to discern was winner's mentality. Still maintain. I still got the winner's mentality. I still know how to win. I still got the mentality. That was 6. 7. The 7th theme that ran through this interview was I got to do what's right for me. I've been saying it for a long time. Joshua is going to have to get selfish and forget about this loyalty stuff. Loyalty is good, but he has been loyal. He's repaid McCracken many times over. Could still keep him in the mix somehow. Maybe to oversee the Shizniks. But yeah, it definitely needs a new trainer in there. Rob can play the role of some kind of super duper producer. All in the video. Yeah, Rob can be all in the video, but he needs a man. He needs a man who more experience with the heavyweight division. It's pure and simple. Okay, folks. This has been the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. We have been talking about Anthony Joshua. Had to G-check his team and talked about the Usyk rematch. So there it is. It's triple overtime. So you definitely get your money's worth. Thank you to everyone who jumped on the panel. Thank you to everyone who jumped in the chat. And if you have not subscribed, but you enjoy the content, then yeah, go ahead and subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can stay updated with news and notifications. And don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. And I'm out. Blessed.